what day it is. Guess what day it. Guess what day it is. Mike. Mike. What day is it, Mike? What day is it, Mike? What day? Uh-oh.
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day. Hump Day. Huh? Anybody?
It's Hump Day.
Guess what day it is? I know you can hear me. Hump Day. Guess what day it is? What day is it, Mike?
Happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump Day.
Get happy. Get over it.
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Big booty.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Hot like a tamale!
Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Big booty.
Look at that big ass.
Damn.
Big, juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Twerking.
Hot like a tamale!
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Anybody? Huh? Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day. Anybody? Uh-oh. Hump Day. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what today is? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump Day. What day is it, Mike? Hump.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm going to bring everybody on real quick. We got a packed house tonight, and we got our special guest, Chad Townsend, in the house, the creator of Black Phantom. How's everybody doing? Just a quick word. We usually have 6 people on the panel. I think Rex said he might show up, might not show up. So if you're out there, Rex, please just chill out in the chat, and we'll swap you out from time to time. Also, same for Tank. Tank says going to be running a little bit late. For some reason, Restream doesn't let people hang out in the back room once you're full. So just hang out in the chat, and we'll swap you out in and out. And if I think Marcus, you said you might be out a little early. Was it you?
Yeah, I'm usually, since I work early in the morning, I can stay till about midnight.
Yeah, you're good.
I can't stay all night anyway.
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me come on.
Of course, bud. Of course. You are always welcome, Marcus. Chad, how's it going? How are you, sir?
Good. Just spent the day reorganizing and cleaning my office today. So
sweet. Good to finally meet you. I've seen you on a bunch of streams. I know you're a Texas boy. You're currently a Texas boy, or?
Yeah, I grew up in Round Rock, raised in Round Rock.
Yeah. So I got a cousin. I got 2 cousins who live out in Round Rock. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than when I was a kid. There was only like 4,000 people when I was a kid. Now there's 500,000.
Yeah, because of good old Austin. Let's get get things weird.
Yep.
Weird.
It was great there at Pflugerville. The cop cars used to say, because Pflugerville was between Round Rock and Austin, so the cop cars all said between a rock and a weird place.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, once Dell Computers built that huge
that was
place
it
out in Round Rock, everything exploded out there.
Yep, he is Sauron and the orcs, man. Just came in and took over the Shire.
Oh, you're eating elote? Órale, güey.
I like the elote.
Yeah. Corn in a cup, for those that don't know. Corn.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
So
they put it Mexican style.
Yeah, that's a little bit viral. Yeah, we're seeing some of that pop up on appetizers now.
Along with the Takis. The Takis.
Yeah. But
so, Chad, I'll bring up your stuff in a little bit here. We're going to do a little
fine.
drawing. I don't really have a topic for the show. We just draw whatever the hell you want. I did tell everyone I was trying to get you on for this week. So if they wanted to sketch up a Black Phantom, they could. I sketched one out. I sketched one out last week, so I'll link this up while you're on the show. But I'm also working on some turnarounds for a character that I'm working on for with the studio guys over on Saturday. Don Draws. I don't know if you know Don Draws.
I've recognized the name.
Yeah, so we're putting together a little comic book with shared characters. So Peter, I pitched the idea over there and over here, Peter. So either we're dropping the ball and we're not moving fast enough.
Oh, I get to miss that. I haven't done a character for that. I'm still thinking of him.
Yeah, Marcus is in there too. So
so now that I'm the new star, I'm the star of it now.
Yeah,
I decided that I'm the star of those. Unless you have somebody else. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Don's the star. He's the
this week we had Dan Panosian on, and it was so much fun. Dan fit right in. We were a little calmer with him there.
Dan's a great guy.
He's a great guy, and we all drew profit. And then
That's awesome.
Yeah, here's my profit. I can whip it out.
Ooh, that is.
fans.
All right, that's pretty awesome.
This is my profit that we did.
Oh, here, Will and Diggin'. What's up? There's mine, and then let me bring up Marcus here.
Whoa.
Yeah, I love it.
Coming at you.
Yeah, Dan liked it. Dan liked it a lot. I'm a little older than him, and he goes, "Oh, you should have been in Extreme Studios." So then I started busting Dod's chops.
Yeah, that's
because I'm known as the guy who doesn't like Image that much. I thought it was really ironic.
Well, you know what's cool, Marcus, is that has like a retro feel, but it feels Image actiony.
It's just the way, like, I just draw stuff. I could try to be more modern, and it's just the way it ends up, you know.
Oh, let's see, John.
That looks like a Kirby image.
Yeah.
There you
This
go.
one,
Yeah, that
this
was
one,
badass. Dude.
sometimes
That
I
pose
go
was
for
great.
Kirby.
Yeah, I love it.
Sometimes I go for Kane and Buscema. You know, that's really hard. Yours came out great too, John.
Thank you. I am an Image fan.
No, I know. Well, I just was like out of college when Image started, like, and then I kind of blame them for changing the style so I couldn't get work. So it's a whole mental thing.
It's all their fault.
It's all my fault.
Let me see.
A lot of people felt that though. You know,
Is that
even
right?
people that were working in comics felt that.
My friend worked at Marvel at the time when they blew up. He was a Romita Raider, and he used to tell me about these guys, like New Mutants and the famous New Mutants Animal 4 that everybody loves that Rob did. He's like, that was unpublishable. The Romita Raiders or Perlin Plunders, whatever they called them at that time. They redid the whole book.
Yeah,
And they would like make fun of and other people would be making fun of Rob when he came out with Youngblood. They posted it all over the thing saying, "What is this garbage? This just looks like the X." You know.
Wow. It had its charm,
They didn't
though.
worry that much about that. You know, I'm sure they didn't like to miss Silvestri or Jim Lee, but they didn't.
Quick little hell to the chat, Walter. I hope you're safe, buddy, with all those tornadoes around you and bad weather. I hope you're good.
I'm not ripping on Rob. That's just what they said. That's what happened.
No, I think I think the postmodern opinion though is a little bit. A lot of that stuff was true though. You know,
it was true. And Rob, like, you could see, like, he's much better now. He was doing all that stuff. It was really, 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 really popular, but it wasn't. He didn't sit and draw, which is fine. You know, he didn't sit and like, this deltoid looks like this, and this bicep looks like that. He just drew, and it was amazing that way. And he could tell a decent story. Not that you could follow it. So that was so exciting for everybody. The kids loved it. It was exciting for everybody.
Well, it was new and different, and a little bit of Todd McFarlane's observation about like the styles not changing, like the clothing, the haircuts. A lot of that observation is true. You know, where the artwork was stagnant.
We talked about that. They were talking about that on the professionals, and I put in the chat. There's a lot of artists that did not update any of their styles from the 70s. And I got a little blowback because I just said Jim Aparo was one of them. And I love Jim Aparo.
Yeah, no.
I love him, but his stuff was well done, but it looked like 1972.
Well, I don't understand.
Neil Adams stuff, all that stuff, all those old artists did not update for the fashion. Byrne did. That's why Byrne and Perez did. You know, that's why they were so popular.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, a chunk of the industry was left behind. You know,
absolutely.
Like 1,000%. But
and they didn't upgrade. They didn't upgrade their style. They drew well, but they didn't upgrade their style.
I'm curious what Chad thinks about all this nonsense y'all are babbling about.
I don't think it's nonsense. I was going to say,
I'm joking.
I don't think Rob's better now. I actually really loved the last 2 issues of New Mutants and the first 3 X-Force and the cover to Youngblood. That to me is like his prime stuff. And there's something to me that had a lot more charm to the fat line weight that he did. And the more detail that ended up in the rendering, I just not as crazy about.
It also depends who inked them.
Yeah.
I was talking to Frag. Like, ironically, I'm going SCCon for 2 days on the weekend. And the last SCCon we were talking about it, or was it at another thing? I was talking to Fraga. I'm talking to Fraga again. I'm not talking about anything else about Fraga. That's it. He was saying,
hey, you got Fraga people in here.
I'm friends with him. He's a very nice man.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He gave me art supplies like this. I can't find these, and he just, here's one. I'm not saying anything. So, but he felt like Rob draws everything flat, and when he inked Rob, he used to make everything go around the arms a little.
Right.
And
Gave it
and I
shape.
said, "Oh, that's interesting." I think now that I think about it, it was Bragg always has an art tip, and he was talking about Rob and doing stuff like that. It was pretty interesting.
Only the
Rob,
tip, right? Right.
Yeah,
Only
right.
the tip.
Rob was inking himself on those last New Mutants and early X-Force, and
Yeah, I like when Rob inks
Rob-
himself, but the best person to ink Rob was Danny Minky.
Rob
Yeah.
never let anybody, even
In my
Danny Mickey, ink his faces. Rob always inked the faces.
Right.
Faces and hair.
that's not the
Right,
first.
right.
That's not the first time any artist has done that.
Oh no, that's true.
I got started. I worked in a comic shop as a teenager, but I ended up becoming assistant to a lot of comic artists from the time I was 18 to 23. And that was the case almost all the time. A lot of those dudes inked their own faces, and then I would go in and ink backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because like there's a piece of it's like when you pencil the face, it's like that's how people know it's your style.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of
That was a Will Eisner thing too.
Yeah. Kurt Swan did that. He always inked
A
all.
lot of times when the guys, he would lay the whole book out and let everybody else ink, even the bodies, and he would ink all the face. He would ink all the spirit and the real important characters, and everybody else would be inked by somebody like
Neil Adams did
Jerry
it.
Grandinati or somebody. Yep.
So
he told us. I was
Yeah,
in
I
class,
could tell you
like,
copied
the
this face from Arthur Adams. Oh my God, you're just ripping off Arthur Adams.
I'll rip off Arthur Adams.
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody, right? Him and
right, like who?
Michael Golden,
who
right?
doesn't? That's a rite of passage is copying Adams.
Yeah.
I've got a large collection of Art Adams art.
Nice.
Okay, we already hate you already. Come on. I'm just
Well, this is like having James on. Jeez,
no.
I have a Monkey Man O'Brien page, a Gumby Winter Fun special page that I really love. I have an entire issue of Danger Girl that he drew the thumbnails for, and it's all like super tight except they weren't rendered. There was no shading on it.
Yeah. I was going to
He's great.
do that Danger Girl issue on my channel because I think the Joe Chido has the flip side of that. That's like it's like a flip issue, and it's Art Adams and painted Joe Chido, and it's one of the best.
Is that how you say his name, Chido or Cheeto? I always say Cheeto.
Maybe.
I always thought it was Chiodo. I thought it was Chiodo.
Chiodo. That sounds even better.
Yeah, Chiodo.
I think you're right, Chad.
Sounds like he has a big, huge Chiodo.
Yeah.
But that
Sorry,
is
John, what were you
one,
saying?
that's one hell of a issue. That is like one of the like the best things that came out of Cliffhanger is that issue.
We interrupted John. What were you saying, John? I didn't catch what you said.
No, I was saying that I always pronounced it Chiodo as well.
Yeah.
All right, that's 2 to what? 1 each.
Yeah, I thought I heard somewhere pronounce it Chiodo.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it that way. But Chiodo sounds right too, though, it's based on the spelling.
Well, there's not another I in it, though.
Oh, okay.
It's CHIODO.
Cheeto?
Right.
Cheeto?
Chiodo.
Chiodo.
Just,
That sounds like a Star Wars name. It's all made up, man.
It is.
What's
He must
what's
live
he
on
up to? Is he still like? I know he was doing kind of commercial like acrylics and painting, but he's not in comics still, is he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's kind of.
I don't remember seeing him do anything lately.
Let's see what the chat. Oh, the chat's gone all over the place.
There's no more chat. They left. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I chased it.
Yeah,
like
he
a
did.
Chad.
Like talking all about Liefeld. Just
I
kidding.
need the tornadoes to perfect my kung fu. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tank loves to play kung fu. He's a cosplayer with the kung fu.
But every kid at that time, every young kid, 13, 12, 13, 14, all loved those comics. They
Oh
loved
yeah.
them.
No.
I had kids, they like McFarlane, they loved Liefeld, they like John Romita Jr. at that time.
As always, thank you, Haldir. You are awesome, sir. Check out X to the Z Global Comics. That's John Epples'
there we go.
work with his writer buddy. So please check that out.
Writers are never your
copies as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy
you
'em
get to
all.
peruse it for free too. So
Buy 'em all.
peruse it and then
Yeah.
buy them all. Yeah. If you're a retailer, hit them up for a retailer package.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, Tank. You got it. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to interrupt. Please continue.
Oh no, it's
We were in a
alright.
good flow and kind of.
Yeah, I'm just
That's all right.
Foobar that-
trying to
that's-
figure out. Just
I'm just watching everybody draw.
yeah.
Does everybody kind of know who everybody is? Does everybody know who Chad is? If you don't, you should.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm nobody. Come on.
Chad's
I
world
was in,
famous. He's a
Jason Bascom's stream a couple weeks
yeah.
ago. and
You were
Chad
on
was
last
there.
night. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
go
Jason.
ahead. Go ahead, John.
Jason and J-Bot were two of the first guys to ever have me on a stream, so I appreciate it.
I saw you were on topic list last night, Chad. Right? Was it
Yeah,
last night? Yeah.
yeah. Great guys.
Sure. Yeah. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They are good guys. Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, if Jason hadn't had his kids, get on X and tell everybody to what was it? I'm kidding. Jason doesn't have kids that he knows of.
Yeah,
That
he knows. But bing.
Yeah. I was.
Does Luke have kids?
I don't know.
I met Luke at Heroes Con. He's a nice guy.
He's not as brash as he comes off on the internet.
No, nobody is.
No.
I'll be seeing him at Heroes Con this year.
You going to Heroes
Yep,
Con,
I got
Chad?
it at my table just the other day.
I'll have to stop by. I live in Charlotte, so I always go to
Awesome.
Heroes Con.
I've been wanting to go since I was a kid, so I'm really
wow.
excited.
Nice.
It's a great
It's
show.
legendary.
Meeting people in
There's a
real.
ton of people there.
Yeah, I know people in Jersey that go every year. I know people in Philly that go every year.
What's so legendary about it,
it's-
Chad?
It's one of the longest running comic conventions in the country since the 80s. About
And it's all comics.
82, I believe, is when it started. It could be older than that. What's great about it now is the fact that it's always been comic centric. There's not a petting zoo for famous people,
Yeah.
The cosplayers and the movies.
Yeah. So I'm really pumped. I can't wait to see a bunch of people I haven't seen in years too. So not since it's been ages. I used to do a lot of assistant work back in the early 90s. I was assistant to Neil Adams' assistant. So I'm second generation off of him.
That sounds like a horrible job.
No, it was really being an assistant was awesome. It's apprenticing is a great way to learn a lot, while you're just thrown.
Yeah, I'm joking, buddy. But yeah, tell us more, please.
I'm done. That's it.
Anybody
That's all you
apprentice
get. That's all you
anymore?
get, you
It feels
bastard.
like a lost.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even know how to hire somebody myself as an apprentice, because I just wouldn't know how to apply it now.
Yeah, don't joke. Don't go the what's his name? Sean Gordon Murphy method. You might get called out by some weirdo.
Oh, dude.
Remember he was doing those call outs in 2010 where he would allow people to apprenticeship with him and then all that scandal.
I don't
behind
remember
bullshit
that.
happened. You know?
Yeah, he was accused of love bombing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was like a 6-week apprenticeship kind of studio. Was it volunteer or did you have to pay?
I'm not sure.
Pay.
Yeah, what the circumstances were around that, but yeah, it was like a big deal if you got picked up. That was like,
Yeah. I think he picked 10 people, and they like went to like live at his house for like 6 weeks or some kind of cottage he has beyond his
That's weird.
house.
That is.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but he was like wanting to start like a school to kind of continue the tradition of making comics. That was the whole idea, but then all that other shit happened.
Well, in Japan, that's quite common. The publishers have houses set up for up and comers to come in and live while they learn how to
Right.
work.
They create like a studio environment in
It's
those
kind of like
houses.
that. They have like homes that have like 4 apartments and they all share one kitchen. And then they have people that come in and mentor them all the time through the process and while they're making their own comics, and so they're teaching it. They're doing their own books and learning as they go along through mentorship. I think
sounds
it's
like a content
and that's how
house.
it's pretty amazing. You should.
And that's how we get One Punch Man and Dan
Yeah.
Dan.
It's it's a great industry over there that they encourage. We don't have that here.
Yeah, but also like they don't deal with the bullshit we deal
It's
with
more
over
like they
here
don't
and
tolerate
everybody's
it.
fucking feelings. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't care about your stupid feelings.
Yep.
They're like, get to work, get the work done, get out.
Yep.
I don't care how you feel. You feel sick or whatever. Take the day off and come back tomorrow and get right.
I spent off and on working in Seoul, Korea at a Japanese anime studio. And man, that was an eye opener for me. They have desks that are built with bunks underneath them and curtains to close off so they can sleep at night under their desks because
that's
it's
whack.
too far to drive or get on a train and go
Mm.
home at night,
How'd you like that? I mean, that must have been like
after
a culture shock.
It was, but there was a lot of good things and some negative. And the owner of the studio he wanted to hire me full time. I was working for an American company that was called ADV that was doing a lot of anime stuff, like more sub and dub kind of things, but they were trying to develop their own new properties. And anyway, they tried to hire me full time to stay, and I just was like, no, I've had enough. 3 years was enough.
And how'd you like it out there? Was it fun, or did you get to experience any of the city?
Oh yeah, I got
out
to
there?
experience a lot of Seoul. I did not get to learn a lot of Korean because a lot of Koreans wanted to speak English with me all the time, so it really did not help me.
Yeah.
Did you charge them by the hour?
Should have.
Yeah, fuck yeah, because they'll take advantage of you. But
I need this many thousand won.
Yeah, in my hand, bitch. Sorry.
It's all right.
Pay up.
Well, this is an adult type show, so you can say whatever
that's
you
good.
want. You drop bad words.
I was waiting for that.
Just
that okay?
It's not. We're not PG friendly, so just FYI. Poopies. Oh my god, poopies.
I'm PG friendly, but the rest of these reprobates.
Right.
Foul mouth degenerates. A lot of you.
Yeah. Acknowledge me, senpai. Acknowledge me. Konnichiwa. Ooh. Oh my god.
I'm already offended.
Koreans, while I was there,
Me too. I offended myself.
Koreans are kind of sensitive when you're there. Like one time, I was crossing the street. We were out drinking, a group of us, and we're crossing the street, and I almost got hit by a car, and I went, "Oh shit!" like that. And this older Korean dude wearing his he was like a retired vet or whatever, and he goes, "You call me shit? You call me shit?" Like,
wow.
It's like, no, motherfucker! Didn't you see? I almost got hit by a car. Like,
I would have been like, yes.
Halder, thanks for dropping the link. That's the link to Chad's comic book, Black Phantom Woolly Terror
Thank you.
#1. Is it coming down Thursday?
Friday at noon.
Tomorrow with
Friday
Bankroll?
at noon on Kickstarter. I still have an Indiegogo going for you Indiegogo fanatics who won't drink Pepsi.
Yeah, I thought that was your big thing on Twitter before you launched the campaign.
It was, but I got so many DMs from people telling me, "Hey, I'm not going to back you if you don't do an Indiegogo." And I was like, "All right." I caved in and I went, "All right, there's your Indiegogo. Where are you?"
I hate people like that.
Halder.
They only work on one site. And
Right.
Why does it matter if you go to one side or the other?
I know. I mean,
well, I've backed people on Kickstarter. I like Indiegogo or Fund My Comic better because I like them to take the money ahead of time, not wait.
I agree on that.
But I'll do it.
There's a lot of downfall to Kickstarter too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that refund on Kickstarter.
I know. I had a friend that happened to my friend Rich Donkey on his
I was reading
book.
about somebody this morning that had almost $1,000 refunded because of people backing out the last second.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
John Westoff, maybe?
Don't know.
I don't remember.
My friend Rich Donkey does work with Keith Champagne. And they had a cute book with crazy animals, like they're like the X-Men, except they're all like have major like mental issues. and they were making money until everybody took the money. They had like $400 returned. Now they just broke even now, and they only do Kickstarter because that's what Keith wants to do.
I had a guy on my last campaign on Kickstarter started out at the beginning of the campaign back at the highest level, and then slowly, but till the campaign ended, kept tearing down till he got to nothing, like days before.
Wow!
I couldn't figure out what was that all about. Like, so this time,
Is it somebody you wronged in
I don't know.
Chad.
So this time I have not, and my tweet's been saying how many days are left, but it's just that it's getting close.
Oh, that way they don't back out before they back out.
I'm not even sending a new.
Yeah, they won't have as much of a chance.
I'm not even sending a newsletter that the campaign ends off through Kickstarter.
Yeah, you shouldn't on Kickstarter. Yeah,
Well, once the campaign ends, you shouldn't have to return the money then.
Right. So I will say though, the backside of it sounds dirty, but the backside of Kickstarter is a lot easier to use and set up than it is Indiegogo.
That's what I've heard. That's what John's Longbox said. He goes, he got nothing out of Kickstarter because he did really well on Fund My Comic, and a lot of the same people that like Indiegogo like Fund My Comic. So doing both is not. What does it matter?
Thank you, Halder.
And then he said Indiegogo is almost impossible to set up.
Oh, I've seen the back end of Fund My Comic, and Fund My Comic is easy, guys. Like, it is easy. If you know how to do an Excel spreadsheet, you can do Fund My Comic.
Oh, really?
And if Kickstarter's any indication of what they're kind of like, Kickstarter's probably really easy.
Really?
Indiegogo, It's probably easy too, but it sounds like it's probably.
Once I finish my
people have complained more about Indiegogo than any
once
other
I finish my '90s book, I'm going through Fund My Comic.
Fund My Comic was
as a fan.
It's almost
I don't
dummy
care
proof.
about going to the other sites, but for business purposes, I have no desire for Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
Everybody at some point you're just gonna have to make your own website.
I'm about there on my website. WooCommerce has a couple plugins for doing campaigns on your own website. Yeah,
Really?
And Shopify I think has one too. I don't do Shopify because it's $30 a month, and I'm.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So, anyway, whereas a WooCommerce business shop is free.
Yeah, I just installed. So I'm slowly working on my website, guys. Garcia Designs. It's up, but it's under construction. It looks like shit. Don't go check it out. Go check it out. Whatever.
Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. Bring it up. Bring it up.
I'll pull it up and whip it out, boys. Give me a second now.
I think one of the problems is that the big guy, except for Shane Davis, he has his own.
Right.
He has his own thing. Nobody else did one because they don't want to.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
they
really
don't
not that.
And they don't want to spend the money for it. All of them. And,
well, I was gonna say. So I installed WordPress. I'm using WordPress. Whatever. It solved a lot of quick issues for me with my host.
I like WordPress.
But it had an add-on that you can add to create a shop, and I believe it's free too, Chad.
Well, but there's tiers to like the WooCommerce plugins via WordPress. So like if you wanted to ship FedEx, that's a paid plugin. If you wanted to run a crowdfunder, that's a plugin. I think that's $100 a month. The WooCommerce plugins can stack, and then you still have to pay to process. So
you need a credit card processor.
It's Stripe. The processor.
Stripe. Yeah. It's all Stripe. Yeah.
But
here's Chad's Kickstarter, everyone. Let's check it out real quick. Do you want to go over this with us, Chad, or you want me to just go?
Yeah, you go through it. I want to hear what you got to say.
I've only looked at it twice. But
I can talk with you.
Okay, Black Phantom. All right, cool. Black Phantom Holy Terror over on Kickstarter. It's got 60 hours to go. We're at $4,327. Got 21 backers. Hell yeah! Check it out. Super cool character.
121. That's quite.
121. Yep. Yeah. If we could get it to 420, that'd be even better, right?
That'd be awesome.
So this is Black Phantom Holy Terror, right?
Yep, it's going to be. The book is $10, and it'll have a holochrome cover, just like this one right here.
Oh,
that's spiffy.
Here, let me indignate.
So everybody's going to get something cool automatically for their money. And
now that's the first Black Phantom.
Yeah,
right? That one's called Red.
This was Rocket's Red Glare. It's a one-shot solo story, and it was a story I wrote as a teenager. And Holy Terror is, it's going to be like a mini series. So, $10, and it's about the Holy Lance. Black Phantom is with his sidekick Gremlin are going to try and take.
Excuse me, guys.
That's fine. They're trying to go take it back from a general that got a hold of it, and the history of the lance is it's been passed down from generation to generation, and every general that has had it has conquered nations and armies with it. So it's the lance that pierced.
Is that the lance there?
Yeah, it's the lance that pierced the ribs of Christ.
The lance of destiny.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. That's a real thing.
Nice.
So I've visited.
Now, is this black and white?
Yeah, it'll have a touch of color like red. So that's like that's the title page in the book, and it's going over the history of it.
Cool. Now, is the first one shot? Is that a black and white too, or is that in color?
Yeah, it's in grayscale. It's all grayscale.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Man, this is a great shot. I should have used this as reference. I was looking all over the web, and I was just kind of looking at the images via Google.
Yeah, that's the one I've been using. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have that like right here.
Yes,
it's awesome. Yeah,
I have standees of that available as an add-on. I gave these away on the first campaign as part of.
That's badass.
And yeah, they're really cool. So yeah, if you back, you'll save money on shipping by adding stuff to it, like especially like this. So it won't add very much at all to the weight.
That looks pretty thick. That acrylic looks thick
Yeah,
as
it's
hell.
pretty thick.
Yeah, it's got good edge on it.
Double-sided.
That's what she said.
It's 6 inches tall, like a G.I. Joe.
Oh. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, you'll see I have a variant cover that I'm doing. Keep going. This
badass.
This is going to be a glow-in-the-dark variant that's much like this book right here. The glow-in-the-dark Ghost Rider cover. It's kind of like my homage to it.
Mark Teixeira.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Is this the glow-in-the-dark
like,
right here?
That's like the gimmick cover. Too.
No, scroll up to the face, the skull.
Oh, okay. Oh, the skull one. Yeah.
That's
okay. This one here. Oh, badass.
That's gonna be the glow-in-the-dark variant cover. Those are $20. But
very nice.
But I wanted to do something like
let me go through the
really awesome like that.
So you can go pledge $1 to make a Chad Holla.
Yeah.
If you want. You don't get nothing for that.
Nope.
But
you can buy me a beer if you want. I'd be grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Una cerveza para el señor. Yeah.
Uno más cerveza.
We got the. Yeah.
You could put in buy him Houston Astros tickets.
Yeah. Well, my wife has season tickets, so.
Oh, does she? That's awesome.
Very nice. You get the digital for
That's
$8.
really awesome.
Cover A for 10. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I have. Speaking of the digital tier, that's for the international backers. And if I don't have it set up for international on anything else, but if anybody here is international, just you can DM me and I will work something out to get you like the best shipping rate. I just couldn't. It didn't feel right blocking out one shipping rate for everybody because Australia is like $35-$40 and Europe's like 20-25. You know what I mean? So.
Canada's what is it now? Like $30 too.
So I just would rather one-on-one personally give like the best shipping rate.
Right on. You got bundle A here, which is cover A and B for $30. Check that out. You can get a sketch card for $40.
Yep.
Does that come with a book or just a sketch
just
card?
a sketch card?
Is that like an add-on?
Yep. But if you do an add-on,
you got bundle B here.
I'm looking at the add-ons, and they're only like $2 extra for shipping. Your shipping is really reasonable. I'm looking at it now.
If you're interested in cover A and B and a sketch card, you're looking at $70.
And is the other Rockets Red Glare? That's the first issue, or that was that? I remember when you were doing that.
That's my first book on that.
Now, do you need to? It's better, obviously, to get both books, but do you need to get that book to understand this?
No, it's a standalone story. It does give a little bit about the origin of the character if you want a little more understanding, but I'm not sure it's necessary, but we'll see.
Now, can you get Red Rockets Red Glare on this campaign?
You can get it as an add-on. It's $10.
Okay.
I'm out of copies of this book, which sold out. I've sold 500 of these. So
yeah, I think that was my favorite of the two. Actually, the kids.
That's what I hear, and I wanted That's why I slipped it in as part of the campaign because I didn't think people on its own would like it until they read it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I got another Kid Squid book coming. So
And if you're a hater of Kickstarter, go on over to Indiegogo, and you can spread the love over there too. Chad's got $668 in the bank there with 23 backers, and there's 18 days left to go over here. So feel the pressure, and
since I don't care, Chad, where would you rather have us back?
It's either one is fine. My safe zone is $6,000, so that gives me my safe buffer to make sure all my expenses are covered for like all the shipping and the printing and the packaging and so I really just need like $900 and I'm good.
I wonder how much of the Kickstarter versus Indiegogo divide is just people don't want to sign up for an account on another site that they don't have an account on already.
I'm not really certain. I'm signed up to all of them, so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me
so
too.
like, I just.
But I've also
and they're already logged in. I just go ahead.
You can see the add-ons, by the way. Oh, yeah, you were on them.
Oh, I'll bring it back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see all the add-ons. There are also add-ons that aren't there, which are like some art books of mine that are like sketchbooks.
You want me to bring it up on Indiegogo?
Either one, they're the same page. I mean,
sorry, John. I think we cut you off. Sorry, but
no, that's fine. I've noticed myself though, it seems to be like a very cliquish or like a tribe mentality on Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
It is.
That's what I've seen is people like, oh no, I don't want to go to another site. As a fan, like I said, I really don't care if somebody I like is on one of those two sites. I'll buy the book. But as a professional, I hate how they deliberately hid people's accounts or they hid people's campaigns so that you had to specifically look for it. And even then, it was still a crapshoot whether or not you could find it or not. It's like they deliberately sabotage your own customers' campaigns. Yes. That's intolerable.
Well, the issue is they don't care that much about these comics. They make their money on tech. You know, comics is that we'll do it, but what do we really?
If they don't care, then I don't care to do business with them.
Anyway.
I wish that Fund My Comic was bigger for everybody. It doesn't have.
I don't think any of the platforms are bad or good either way. So it doesn't. My opinion is, if you like a project or you like a person's work or whatever, support them.
Yeah,
you're not helping them by boycotting, in my opinion. But.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a problem going to either one if in supporting the individual.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Like Fund My Comic doesn't charge as much either, or for the service fees and whatnot. So that was also a big draw.
I think I would do Fund My Comic personally. I think you're right.
Hey, you can find a Chad for $1 over on X. He's still only $1 right there. Making comics and art since 1973, baby.
Oh yeah.
So go check out Chad over on X. Links are in the description below as well. Sorry, Chad, I've been ignoring you, but I'll catch up with you real quick. Here we got Chad's YouTube channel. Go check that out. He's well on his way to over 1,000 there. He's at 925 subs with 38 videos. That's amazing. Go subscribe. Get him to 1,000.
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And we'll save your website and your links for a little bit later.
Cool.
So we've done enough shilling and pimping, and we'll go over your X and YouTube again real quick on the next round.
Thanks for shilling.
I like to promote friends and buddies, and I don't see it as shilling or it's like supporting each other, right? Well, it's more about sharing people you like. You know, I think that's the way I see it.
Okay, I backed you. I got the first issue too on Indiegogo.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Hey,
I just said, I meant to do it the first time around. What happens to me? I back books, but I don't back a lot of books. And I just, if I don't get them when I think about it, then it just goes like the first day. And then it's like, oh, well, I'll back it later. Oh, this guy was really nice. Do I know him? That type of
let's see. Let's see the number rise. We're gonna refresh it, and we're gonna see.
It's like Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. When he's making money for the kids, Jerry's kids. So we got 24 backers now, as opposed to the 23. Yep. The dollar amount didn't go any, so you must have had a discount code, Marcus.
It takes a while to refresh on that part for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Marcus
tweet
used
it out.
the 5-finger discount.
It's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go negative $2, so it'll be 666. Chad.
Oh, sweet! I had a phone number once. It was 666.
Oh no!
Now, Kisco, New York. There's 2 exchanges, 241 and 666, and I had 914-666, whatever it was, 3285. So it was 6 years.
It's Jay Ryan. Oh my God, that's awesome. Thanks, Jay Ryan. Thanks for being here.
It was like the greatest thing ever.
Where is Delay? Bring him to me. Bring him to me now.
Another thing, I appreciate black and white comics. My comics, if I make comics, they never get colored.
Right.
I am working for a Mythic Americas, and that never gets colored. A role playing game.
Oh, cool.
And so I like black and white artwork, and I like that price. I mean, you're not ripping anybody off. You've got a floppy, $10, $15. None of this like $20, $25 for floppy comics. 48, 64 pages. Well, European album. I have no problem with.
If I'm charging $20, you better have 2 floppies at least.
Right. I appreciate that. I just
Hey Chad, Jay says if you ever meet you at a con, he's buying you a beer.
Oh, I love that.
You're doing comics because you love comics. You're not doing comics. I mean, to like, I'm going to be a millionaire.
This ain't drawing friends, Don. Stop getting mad.
Look at that. Trying to make money like John's long
That's
box.
the other show.
I'm joking. I like John's
His books look good.
His book was good. His book was really good. It was good. It was really good.
How's his second book?
He hired the best guys to do his book.
You're almost at 500 on that Panosian show, bud. Hell.
I know he's so happy about it. I don't even.
Yeah, it's great. It's good. Good. We can celebrate him. Yeah, for sure. We got to throw a little party or something if he hits 500 and have some beers or something and some cake or something.
What I don't understand is why would anybody watch that after you? Like I could see watching it live, but I don't watch myself, so
Oh, I rewatch all the time. Yeah, if it's somebody interesting, just because I want to know what happens.
If it's an interview, but I don't know about it. I do have a question for you, Omer. I had a question.
Sure.
How long? Like, so what? What does it count? Like on a rewatch or you're watching it the next day. How long does it count to be a watch? Does it have to be the whole thing?
No. I think it's like just 10 seconds, 10, 30 seconds counts as a rewatch. Yeah.
So if somebody's just checking out Dan, that's great.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. Like rewatching a live stream, like what counts as a watch?
I got it. Start 12 live streams and then get everybody to watch
the 30 seconds or whatever it is. Yeah. It might be 3 minutes, but I think 30 seconds.
Really?
I think that's what it was once I checked.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah. But if you want to give them the watch time, so I don't know, somebody was talking about it and they said 5. I think it was Tank who was talking about it. Give them a massive jump in watch time. So if you really want to help your friends out, find a computer you have around the house that you don't use and go put a playlist on of whoever you like and slow it down to 0.5 or 0.25 and just let it play like all day long, and you'll increase their watch time like tenfold. So, but also the negative occurs too if you watch everybody at two speed, which I watch everybody at 2 speed. I don't care who you are, you get in 2 speed unless you're Itchy Boots. She's the only one that gets 1.75. So
I watch everybody at 1.5. I try to go faster, and then
I can't understand it.
Everything's 1.5. Sports, Ben Shapiro, whatever. They're all 1.5. Well, no, Ben Shapiro. He
Yeah, I was
talks
gonna
so
say,
fast.
how are you looking to him?
You might need to do it 3 times for me because I got that Texas drawl. I gotta talk longer.
Yeah, Pete, I have to speed him up because he talks real slow too, and
Yeah.
Dale talks
yeah.
real slow, so I have to speed him up. And
No, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, like
kidding,
that.
guys.
Yeah. No. I listen to.
Yeah, I speed everybody.
Yeah, I
up.
listen to a lot of stuff on like X too.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a instructional video or like a podcast or like something that's just like all audio, I will. Yeah.
Right. Dale, you asked who Itchy Boots is. Itchy Boots is like this motocross chick who travels around the world on a motorcycle and a motorbike kind of thing. And I just find it interesting. She's like from Norway or something.
That means she has a big rack, right?
Not really. Like
Hey yo.
She's an older lady. She's not like she's.
Well, I'm older, so I might be.
Yeah, she's
interested in
like
her.
40 something. She's in her 40s.
That's an older lady. I'm turning 60 later this year. Shut up.
Well, I'm in my 40s, so she's either in late 30s or
I know you are.
mid 40s, somewhere on there. But
I just look better than Rex.
That's not old. That just means she knows what she's doing.
That's right.
That's right.
yes,
There's no beating around the bush.
So to speak.
Yeah. Hey yo.
pun intended. Pun intended.
Yeah.
I love beating her around her bush. I mean.
Mama.
Oh shit.
I gotta get the costume right.
Nope, they're went RPG rating.
Yeah.
What is everybody drawing?
Oh yeah. Let's do a little zoom in on what
We're
everybody's
drawing
working on. Let's see.
the I'm sorry, what's it? Dark Phantom? Is it
Black
Dark
Oh
Phantom?
my word. During
Yeah.
this live stream, somebody
I like it.
Black
refunded.
Phantom, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so bad with the name sometimes. But yeah, we got them right here.
Somebody refunded?
Yes, in the last 30 minutes.
No,
On Kickstarter.
was it I mean,
I can't name drop, but I'm not going to.
it's a yeah.
Did they say if you show up on Omer's stream, I'm
Oh shit!
getting a refund?
Oh shit!
What kind of negativity are you bringing here?
No, this bullshit. It ain't me, man.
I feel bad now.
Bunch of haters out there. It's because you were
It's-
talking about the refunds, Chad, and somebody caught wind of it.
Yeah, gummit.
I can
Like-
refund?
It's like all Marcus did was like rescale it back to where it was.
I know, really. Well, at least there's that.
I appreciate.
All right,
I'm just
well,
kidding.
it's
Look at that.
I
That's
like it.
awesome. Is that a poke down there? Yeah.
No, he's a. You've seen that James Wood movies, Vampires, where he
Yes.
played the vampire killer.
Yes.
That's kind of
John
what this guy
Carpenter.
is. Only he's killing zombies.
Cool.
Yeah, apparently I have a knack for drawing messed up zombie horror. So
Right.
This book is called Flesh Eaters,
I have
and
it
then
back.
my other book is called Exodus Z. Whenever I finish a page from one book, I bounce back to the other one, trying to get them both done as efficiently as I can.
Oh, hey, you're on me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, look at all my reference over here.
Nice. It's like you're actually trying to draw. Nice.
Yeah, we make an attempt every once in a while. Page 21. I've got
Dude, I have
7
to
more
commend
pages
you,
after this.
Dale. I have to commend you. You're the only guy on this particular show that works on actual pages.
I don't
I
know.
love
A
you.
lot
I
of people
love
do
you
not
for it.
like to do sequential art unless they absolutely have to, but
I
I've
love
always
you for it,
preferred it.
man. So, but Pete's trying to whip us into shape. I know he wants to kick our asses to start making pages, right, Pete?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, pages or being on camera, stuff like that. You know, where people can see more of the process and
right. Arting on camera, you mean with
just make one panel a day. Don't kill yourself.
Oh man, we got lots of chat going here. Go ahead and scroll down. My homie Dale, you getting some love from the Don? Dale?
Oh, there's Don. Don was attacking Kickstarter earlier, so I don't know. I may have to.
That's who. That's
Don again.
Yeah, Chad. That's who
refunded
on you there. It was Don.
It was Don. I see now. It is him. Look, I
Don,
just.
Yeah. Just
right
out
there.
him, dox him. Yep, Don.
Yeah, right. I have your address.
Yep. Yeah. Tank
I'm
Barrett
coming at
hailing the hard times of Jay Ryan. Yeah. What up, Tank? 45 seconds. I don't know what that means. 45 seconds, Tank? You lost me.
Is Tank
Mercenary
again?
Is he? If you are, let us know in the chat, Tank. Because whatever restream doesn't let people hang out in the back room. It's super annoying. So I know. I don't know. So somebody said they might hang out for an hour or so. So whatever. So we'll swap you in and out. Or
I mean,
I'm fine with getting bounced.
Yeah, if Tank wants to pop in, you can bounce me.
Yeah, I'll even bounce and let you in, and I'll come back later. That's cool too. I don't care. I don't know if I can go and come back.
I don't know.
Probably.
Let's kick the Dodgers fan out of here.
Hey, watch it.
You know what? I kind of we can be of one mind on that, Chad.
The hated Dodgers.
Oh, look at that!
They spent $100 million more than anybody else, including the Mets, Phillies, and Yankees. And they're all like 300 or something.
493, and Don's gonna pop his load real quick, and we'll throw a party for him. He's got 7 more to go. Someone go give him 30 seconds. no pun intended on that one. Laugh at my own jokes. It's great. Let's see. When I'm watching on the Change channel, I can't understand her better. Right? Yeah.
0.5 speed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a 45 seconds, not 30 seconds. Okay. 15 seconds more. Yep.
Oh,
if
wow.
you can last that long, you're golden. With YouTube. Yeah, you got it. Thanks, Elder. You're awesome. Always, as always. All right, we're caught up with the chat. Let's put Peter back up here. Did anybody else want to share? Marcus, did you want to show us what you're working on?
You might remember this. I'm working on a commission for.
Oh yeah. For
T Bunny. He wants me to put his other characters around Colonel Ironside.
That looks great, dude.
Avengers thing.
What have you been doing with your poses lately? You're killing it with the poses right now.
Well, you know what I do? I got the layout. I'll show you guys the layout.
He traces Jim Lee. I knew it.
Oh, it makes sense now. It makes sense.
Well, what I do is like instead of cheating like James and finishing the whole thing before it starts, I think about the pose like all day, and then I start collecting like poses.
Yeah.
Through at my Pinterest, and I save them, and I say, "What's a nice pose?" Because that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they all Jim Lee poses?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, like this one for Colonel Iron, that's just a standard pose that I found. Lots of times it's a John Buscema pose. It just, I'm not trying to. I try not to get one from established artists. To try to go through. I have an art tutorial section, and I try to go through there. Like when we were doing John's comic, I got like from a classic statue that pose, stuff like that. I'd prefer not to say, "Oh, I'm going to get an Aaron Lopresti pose," because I don't want to rip anybody off.
Yeah, I don't care.
I know that Tank thinks there's no cheating in art, but I don't want to rip anybody off.
Yeah,
I think it was David Finch I was watching, and he's talking about if you're going to get inspiration from other poses, he recommends get the torso from this drawing and the arm from this drawing and the leg from this drawing.
Yeah.
Or just copy it all from David Finch. That's what I do.
I don't blame you.
He's so good. Like I don't even care.
Neil Adams told everybody to reference photos all the time, like just trace the
yeah,
photo.
referencing photo. That was a big thing. When I was at School of Visual Arts, that was the first. That was one of the things that Gene Colan told us. He told us to go buy a Polaroid. That's how old I am. To buy a Polaroid and take pictures. He would
What's a
go
Polaroid?
go out in the city and take pictures of buildings and all sorts of things.
You know what's funny is I have a Polaroid, and I took tons of Polaroid photos in my college days.
Oh, I bet.
But what was I gonna say?
Yeah,
Well, as we saw,
Just bragging about your escapades.
no, it wasn't for that. OnlyFans hadn't started, so these signed Polaroids you get from your honey bunnies online didn't exist back then.
He was sending away for Polaroids
Omers.
of porno stars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even know about that kind of stuff till
Local strippers.
yeah. So that sounds disgusting, Pete.
Hey, they were just single moms trying to work their way through college.
That's what I tell myself too. Yeah.
Yeah. College girls just trying to pay their bills.
Yeah, you were supposed to get like a Neil Adams. You were supposed to create a morgue. They called it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
the
don't
morgue
make them
files.
anymore. Some of
Yeah.
the older artists still have their morgues, but they don't need.
Well,
it.
I mean, we saw Dale. He was just tracing all those references he has there.
That's
I mean,
right. That's right. You just jump over
It's
here.
so easy on the computer. You just put it underneath a little transparency.
nobody will ever know. You just
Nobody will
lay
know.
down a page
I have a
and
light
flip
box
away.
here, you know.
And at least he's tracing them and not 3D aciding them, you know?
Mm.
Well, you do
Hey,
that
listen.
too.
The 3D assets. That was only because that guy. That's only because that artist. He just didn't know enough to hide them and make them his own drawing. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if I don't have that technology, but obviously, who wants to draw a building? I mean,
Marcus, I don't think it's because he cared to hide them. I don't think he cared. Like,
I think
pay
well,
me. I don't give a shit. Your book is stupid. I'll draw
that's
it.
kind of how. That's kind of how it seems, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like
and go
it
for
looks
it.
like he dropped a render right in the page.
Yeah.
All the shading and everything.
Yeah. Like it was a money grab, you know? Like it's just a job. Like I don't care enough to do a good job on it. I'm just
But
gonna
he got to do
crank
all
it out.
3 issues, so well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah.
If he can make the money, God bless him.
Yeah. And then like he's living like a king out in Brazil because $1 is like 1,000 Brazilians.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck
One-
yeah, I'll do
one
this.
dollar, like 1,000.
That's why I think Dan Mora, that comic artist.
Yes, sure.
I think that dude has a studio of guys because that dude puts out almost 3 books a month.
What?
Yeah,
Nobody can do that. And John Byrne used to do that.
he puts out 2 to 3 books a month.
Yeah,
And
that's like
he lives in Costa Rica.
that's almost like you can do the math on that and just calculate like if it's what like 2 hours a
He
page,
sleeps
4
once a
hours
week.
page.
It's what,
for 2
3
hours.
It gets like unhumanly like possible.
That's like the Mike. Remember Mike Deodato had the big studio?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
He still does, I think.
Yeah,
he
and-
does. Yeah.
And he
you
would
never
go
sure
around.
if
I
it
think
was
he would just
Deodato,
like,
he would get Mike Deodato or was one of his people in the studio.
yeah, and I think he would just like draw faces on what the studio was like cranking out, and if it was like a close up, he would draw it. If it was like medium shot, he would draw the face, and
Right.
But he's like he's done nice work.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
But people always use studios. That's something like people act like that. I mean, Wally Wood. We don't really know how much Wally Wood.
Right.
You have Joe Orlando or
all of them,
or Dan
every
Atkins
single one of them.
for him.
Wildstorm, Homage Studios,
Yeah, I was
Extreme Studios.
dude. I on my video from earlier. I was trying to like point out that some of the Jim Lee Deathblow covers are not Jim Lee. They're just not. Like if you're careful enough with looking at the line work, Jim Lee maybe like drew the faces, he posed them, but someone else went over it.
So you remember the Travis Charest X-Men, Wildcats, Golden Years.
Don't destroy
Yeah,
my
yeah.
childhood memories, Chad. Don't do it.
Don't ruin it.
So I bought a
Okay, here we go. He's
I
gonna
bought a
ruin his
page.
memory.
I bought a page from that book after it came out, and it was like I can't remember the page number. It was one of the later pages in the book, and I paid $300 for it from an inker from Wildstorm at San Diego Comic Con.
Might have been Richard's friend, but yeah.
I can't remember who. Anyway, at the top it says artist Travis Charay, and then the rest it says you don't want to know exclamation point.
What?
And I'm like,
really?
What the heck does that mean?
Well, like I think he like a lot of times when you look at a lot of the stuff from Wildstorm, like you see the studio system in full effect, and I don't think they could even keep up with the credits because so many of the books were late. They couldn't even like publish who worked on what page and who might have blown up like a thumbnail and got it out the door. To me, like Wildstorm was a very hectic place. It was just like all go no quit, and in effect, Top Cow also at that time.
So
yeah, I remember Troy Hubbs and Sandra Hope were some of the other inkers on.
She's a good inker.
Yeah, she is.
I follow her on X. She does some. I'm trying to see how does she do the way she does the way she moves her brush. I'm like, oh my gosh.
All right, I'm gonna finish my story.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I find and ask some people from Wildstorm years later, what the heck does that mean? They said, oh, Travis was so far behind on his deadline, he'd only finished like 10 pages out of the book. So in order to get the book out, Travis just inked the faces, and everybody else inked the rest of the book, drew the rest of the pages. So like the first 10 pages are only pure Travis art. So there you go.
Yeah,
and you can.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you can
you
tell.
Like that old Marvel thing,
solid,
many hands. Like in the 70s, they used to say when they had a bunch of guys that didn't want to list them all, they call it many hands, ain't it? Neil Adams, Rusty Bunkers.
Yep.
And everybody in the office would start inking stuff.
Yes, he had that big studio where he sublet space to all these artists in New York. And he would set pages out on the table, and any artist walking by wanted to take a crack, they would just go in and ink backgrounds and stuff on the pages.
Did Terry Austin or any of those guys.
Yeah.
But that's part of that mentoring thing that we don't have anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's
Like it used to work for Wally Wood.
It's just about
Yes.
like getting the page done though. Like you have to kind of it's not easy. It's not easy to kind of get a page out the door, and you need help.
It's crazy. We're talking about a guy who finishes 3 pages a day versus a guy who finishes a 1 page a week. It's crazy. Yeah, how that works.
Well, that's a little bit of the Image blowback, which was that everyone thought they could take their time on pages, like the generation that came in under the Image guys.
Yeah,
like the image stuff killed the work ethic.
Right, Growing Roses, remember?
It was also overly rendered too, and it took them longer.
Yeah.
Well, that's a CG issue too.
What's this Growing Roses thing? What?
They used to call it. Well, like John Byrne would criticize them. Like, what are they doing taking these comics? I could do 3 books a month. What are they doing? Growing roses?
Oh, I gotcha.
And that was like a criticism at the time.
Rosebud. Yeah. So, what? So John Byrne did a good heavy amount of rendering. It's not like he didn't render.
Yeah, but he did.
Go ahead, guys. I'm asking because I don't know a lot about. Like, I like John Byrne, but I don't know that much.
He didn't crosshatch to that extent that everybody else did.
Yeah, he got pretty extreme in the mid 90s or so.
Mhm.
Is that Michael
You
Golder's
look at
fault?
people like Stephen Platt or something.
And
it's
Arthur
like,
Adams?
How many days did you spend on this splash page?
I'm not really sure who's to blame on that. I mean, you could blame Terry
Bernie
Austin
Wrightson?
or who. Bernie
Wrightson?
Wrightson, that's
No.
Barry
a little
Windsor
different.
Smith?
I'm not sure.
I'm just curious, like, who are the proponents that push the hatching? You know, because that takes longer, right? If you
I mean, I would say Art T. Barrett could have been part of that.
Yeah. But if you look at the comics, even the older comics go from the 40s to the 50s to the 60s. Each decade, the comics drawing got more sophisticated.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the Marvels in the 60s, like Kirby in the early 60s, and it was real simple. And then and then the mid run and what Joe Sinnott them, it was all really complicated with all this crazy sci-fi backgrounds. And then you got Tom Palmer starting inking, Gene Colan and John Buscema leaving the detail in. And then it didn't get more sophisticated that much into the 70s but then you had Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah.
And then that
and the studio guys.
And each decade had more. I mean, the shooter kind of went backwards a little because he demanded like to have really super clear storytelling and stuff. But each decade, the art got more sophisticated, more detailed, maybe even more extraneous lines. And now where we have guys, crowdfunding books taking a year, which they're supposed to take the year. I'm not, that's not a late book. I'm just saying.
Are they?
Are they doing their absolute best on these books? But most of the comics we read was not any artist's absolute best for the most part. It was getting it out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true, is it, Chad? You're a comic book professional.
I wouldn't call myself fast at comics in the animation industry. I'm a tornado in animation.
Nice. I'm just being a devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I can draw a page a month.
Let me ask you something. As somebody from the animation industry, is AI going to devastate the whole thing in a few years?
I don't know. Like when I started, let's see, first time I went to work for Disney was in 2010, and Imagineering had already been coming up with programming. They had programmers designing software that could emulate old art styles from previous generations at Disney. And one of the first experiments with it was this short that you can go on Disney Plus and look at called Paperman.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of that. So it's been going on since about 2010, maybe a little earlier. So it's just now finally getting good. You know what I mean? Am I worried about it? I'm not really worried. Maybe it's because I'm just too old and I don't know.
I don't care anymore.
Well, I'm 52 now and I've been out of work for a while in animation. I'm waiting to jump back in, hopefully in the fall, because there's no work at the moment. But I'm not too concerned. Like, it's not quite there yet. Like, you can't get it to
another 10 years.
I'd say give it a few more years. Like, they're trying to get it to where you could draw storyboards and then it'll mimic the storyboards in whatever art style you want.
Yeah.
And they're having a hard time getting AI to remember a particular character and have it do it perfectly every time. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, it seems to have a real problem with staying on model.
Yeah, AI is like a new form of programming.
Yeah, and
that sounds.
And it's like a retarded baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can prompt engineer. So I've been experimenting with getting AI to direct what my prompts are.
Right.
So I get AI to describe like something, and then I plug that in, and then it's kind of like a guess and check. But once you have the prompt, that becomes like the model, and
Right.
then like, you build off of that.
Yeah.
So the only thing is some of the more consumer based apps have like they're you're limited with the prompts you can enter. They cap it. So and the more commercial ones have they have programmable streams essentially, so that you can really like lay it out and describe like entire scenes and moments and types of lighting. And the level of sophistication is I think it's there. Yeah.
It's pretty close to being perfect, but yeah, like I said, I think there's people that are gonna appreciate hand drawn and traditional drawn work just as much, So
Yeah, and I think there'll be a market for it. I think
Yep.
people will want kind of like a stream like this, and they'll want to see people like do something with a blank piece of paper. I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Mm-mm. I think it's going to be like boutique kind of thing, in the future.
It's just going to be another tool like Photoshop, like drawing with digital pen. It's just another tool. In
The
the
sky
end.
is not falling. It's just the same thing as when the camera was invented. All the artists all freaked
1910.
out. They all freaked out, and they came up with a new art style, which was the Impressionism.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with digital art, digital drawing. Oh, digital's gonna ruin everything. Oh my God, it's all Dale's fault. He does digital.
Toy Story. Everybody said the same thing when Toy Story came out.
Yeah, CGI graphics or whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna replace us.
They only replace half the workforce.
Or like 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
And then bought the company and fired everybody and just start all over.
Yeah, and shipped them off to Korea.
Yeah,
they're already doing that.
Yeah.
When the strike happened a couple years ago, the industry just died completely. There's been people out of work for over 2 years now.
Wow. You know what? I got a question. You're in the animation industry, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how Japan it's just Japan, right? They put out all these animes, and like they don't seem to have a problem funding them or paying for them or getting them made, good or bad, like shitty art or not shitty art or good art or whatever, right? Like they make a shitload of it. How come America seems to have a hard time making animation, and why does it cost so much for us? Like, do we get a different pricing because we're American from wherever the hell Japan's getting it?
There are incentives, like in Korea, for instance, the government pays 50 cents on the dollar. So every dollar spent, the Korean government will give 50 cents into the production.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why so much of it is done out of Korea.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can't get our animation done in Korea, or are we starting?
No, we do.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Like most of those DC animated movies are Korean drawn.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And you would be surprised that a lot of it's still hand drawn and digitally inked. For instance,
I guess maybe my question is better if I rephrase it in the sense that, why is it that Japan can get all these different versions and varieties of animation done, like with all these different stories, right? Because that's where their manga comes from. But we can't seem to get that kind of thing going in the U.S., like more independent stuff or
but
non-heavily.
In
go ahead.
Japan, like they don't have a film industry.
Oh, okay.
We make movies here. Japan also had the world's longest recession, and like that's what they can afford to do. They don't make movies. They don't make like streaming. They don't have Netflix. Like they don't make movies. Like they just don't. So
they make
have to do it.
television. They do like movie TV stuff, right?
Like not to our degree. Like,
Okay, so
they just don't.
Right.
They don't have the
What
market.
comes out of there are reality
rom-coms.
shows and game shows that are cheap to make.
Yeah. Like goofy stuff.
Like
I
the
would
guy
have to-
who was naked in that one room for like 3 years on that one TV show.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, wasn't there
well,
like some weird? If he didn't leave, he would win like a million won or something.
Yeah.
If you
But he
just
had to be in
stayed-
there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, like the
Million
record
won
was
is
like
not that much. Or
yeah, I
million
know
yen
it wasn't
would
a
be.
lot. It was like it's like equal to what, like $10,000 or something.
Yeah. There's
Didn't tell him it was over.
You're right. They didn't tell him it was over. Exactly. They just kept going. They kind of took advantage of him until he finally went crazy and decided to quit. Yeah. That's the one.
They do
I'd come
have
back
some.
with a samurai sword and get my
Yeah, I'm
revenge if
sorry,
somebody
but-
did that to me.
So Japan does have a couple studios. They've got like Toho still, and they do
Yeah.
all the Godzilla stuff. But
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
was
really
gonna bring
sure.
up.
I'm trying to
it.
figure out how to answer your question. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I may not be asking it correctly, or my perspective is off. I don't know. I'm just curious.
I do know that they quickly greenlight anime based off of manga sales like right away. Like if they project their numbers are gonna be big, or if they are big on a manga, they immediately start an anime.
That's interesting.
I guess they're willing to take more of that chance because they have such a strong animation
Right.
manga connection, right? Whereas
Yes.
And they make their money off the manga.
One cool thing about it that they do is when they go and make the anime, they copy the manga verbatim like it was a storyboard.
yeah, that's what's great about it. Yes, that's what I love about it. Like they don't change shit, and
No.
like because that's more work, and they're like, no, we don't want more work. Fuck that. Let's
it's
use
popular.
the comic panels page for page, and get this shit out. Yeah,
It's popular the way it is. Don't mess with it.
exactly.
I wish they did that here. Jeez.
Yeah, me too.
So how do you like the far? I have a son. My younger son's been to Japan 3 times, and he's going to be a vet, and he's going to do an extra. They call it externships instead of internships, and he's hoping to go to Singapore. So did you enjoy your time? Would you go back to the Far East?
I would love to go back to Japan. I think it's one of the most gorgeous countries. Like they take a lot of pride in taking care of everything there. Like you won't find trash on the ground like anywhere. You know.
Well, I mean, when you get bombed to shit and you ain't got nothing but new buildings, I mean.
Well, no,
It's a joke. It's a joke. That's a terrible joke. I'm kidding.
No, it's fine. When you go to Europe, I was just going to say, when you go to Europe, you'll find that all the buildings that you thought were hundreds of years old are really only like 70 years old, you know, or less, because they had to rebuild all their cities and stuff. But
some of Europe, yeah, some of Japan,
a good
Not
chunk
all.
of Europe. I've traveled Europe quite a bit the last couple of years, but Tokyo, I'd love to go back, and I'd love to go see Osaka, Japan, which is
He went to Osaka once.
Yeah, I'd love to go to
He
Japan,
went to
too.
UCLA, so he had friends who lived from Japan, and he went to school once, and he went on his own dime. Like he had friends there, so that you can stay there if you don't mind, like
Living
on
in a
bed or
closet.
something. Yep,
that's all right.
And he really enjoyed. He loved it.
It beats our hostels here in the U.S.
We have very few, right?
Oh,
Like,
you
there's
mean
not a
Brooks
whole
Hotel?
lot, is there? Unless you're a big city.
I tried
Sorry.
staying in a hostel in downtown L.A., and I only lasted 3 hours, 4 hours.
That's
No, why?
why.
Why? What happened?
Oh, so there's So there's a studio called Titmouse that's like right next door.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that studio.
So they're like right next door to this hostel, and I was going out and just trying to get work and network and stuff. And I just, my wife and I went, "Hey, let's try this out. I'll try it out. I'll do the hostel that's right next door." And they were 1 block away from like Man's Chinese Theater or whatever.
Oh,
anyway, so
it's not a great part.
No. So I get in there. I had a rental car and I pulled up and I pull in and get in there. Got my, I guess, I don't know what you would call it. It's a box with a bed in it and its own lighting and curtains and stuff. And I had my clean sheets in there and whatnot. And I tried to lay there and go to sleep. And I could hear everybody and all their bullshit, like issues, like for several hours, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to go sleep in the car.
I remember hearing or reading your story about that. Yeah, you described that.
Yeah,
you described that more than once, right? Like telling that story.
Yeah, I have a lot of adventures, but yes, I've slept in a car.
And you slept in your car because you couldn't stand the hostel. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, well, I've also slept in a car because I had no money and I was broke,
And you were working for that animation studio, is that right? Like
not Titmouse. I was trying to get work from them, but luckily I've gotten more work from Warner Brothers than anybody, and Disney's my second one. So I've got about 25 different shows and movies I've worked on since 2005, and I've worked on over 25 video games.
Wow.
Yep.
Some might say you're a professional. Maybe.
I should do it for a living. I got my start at a studio in Austin. My first real professional job was a game studio called Iguana Entertainment, and they were known for NBA Jam was their big one. And then we did like also NFL Quarterback Club and All-Star Baseball and Turok Dinosaur Hunter for the Nintendo 64. So that was
that's a little comic related. Turok.
Yeah. So Acclaim was the parent company, and they bought Valiant. So that's why we started doing those games. We also did the first 2 South Park games there at that studio.
And that's thanks to your old man, right? Because he saved that clipping and told you to go get a job at that place over and over again. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was working at a comic shop. The owner of the shop, he was friends with like so many people in the comic industry and bought and sold original art. He was like an art dealer back in the day. And I started getting all this assistant work, and to the point that I was getting close to getting my own gigs, but I kept getting a rejection letter after rejection letter all the time. And Jim Ballant, who was drawing Catwoman at the time, wanted me to be his inker on Catwoman. And Julie Schwartz, who was still around at DC at the time, was like, "No, kid, you're no name. I'm not going to give you a shot."
Oh, you need to talk to Tank because Julie Schwartz was his long lost uncle or some shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, if Tank is waiting in the back, that's
yeah.
So
I don't know. Is Tank in the chat? Sorry, I've been trying to work on this.
So
yeah, it's Tank.
That's cool. I got rejected. I got rejected, and I was so frustrated and upset. My dad finds that clipping in the newspaper again and cuts it out, and he leaves it for me, and I saw it, and I was like, "Artists wanted," and I went, "Well, they make some pretty cool video games. I didn't want to work in video games because I want to be fucking Todd McFarlane, man, like every other kid at the time." And but I caved and did what my dad said and listened to him, and I was hired the week of my 23rd birthday.
Wow.
And that was the beginning of my career. And then I got my first I started at the Japanese animation studio ADV in like 2001, 2002. And then from there, I got laid off, and I ended up hired immediately within 2 weeks. Marvel Lionsgate Films calls me up. This guy named Frank Parr. He's like, "Hey, somebody put your website on a post-it note on my monitor, and I'm really digging all your vehicle and armor designs, your robot designs and stuff. How would you like to design Iron Man for an animated Iron Man movie?" I was like, "What? Hell yeah. Like, that is like the coolest thing ever." So I spent 9 months on that. And then, as kind of a reward, they flew me out and I went and watched my movie in a private movie theater on the Fox lot. And while I was waiting to watch the movie, in walks Jon Favreau and his kids. And he comes and sits by me and we watch my movie together. And I got to talk
You're
to him.
lying. You're lying. That's such a made up. Oh no, that sounds awesome, dude.
I got to
what the fuck?
I got to
Jon
talk to him
Favreau.
about Iron Man while he was just now starting it,
Mhm.
So he was looking for ideas and whatnot. And yeah, that's where my animation career really
And then
kicked
you're like,
off.
fix Star Wars.
No.
Bring Baby Yoda.
But
kidding.
through that job, I ended up with an art agent in animation, which I realized later I didn't need an agent because all I was doing was using their Rolodex, of people. So that's when I figured, hey, I could fly out through my own contacts and meet all these people on my own. And I started beating the pavement and getting my own gigs. Because if I had an agent, they were getting 15% of every paycheck I got.
Yeah.
And that was not cool.
Bullshit.
So,
Yeah. But sometimes they require an agent, right, in order to sign a contract. Like how big Hollywood, anyways.
I would say the only time you should really get an agent, an animation agent, is if you sold a pitch.
Okay.
And you need to negotiate all the details. Because my agent was the same agent that not Seth MacFarlane's agent. I take that back. Butch Hartman, who created Fairly Odd Parents and those shows. Yeah, that was my agent. But
so Chad's big time. He's a big baller.
It ain't big time. Like, I'm only known in that circle. I'm nobody other than that. There's
those are big achievements. I wouldn't downplay it.
Yeah, I'm known there in that tiny little niche. But I sometimes kind of wonder, man, what would have happened had I stuck to comic books and built a name in comics?
You probably made more money in animation.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I made great money in animation. And Warner Brothers was providing insurance for me for the last 15 years. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. Insurance ain't cheap, man. Shit.
Nope.
And fucking sucks, like having to have or needing it or whatever. It just sucks.
Well, I've used my insurance, so at least that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, insurance in general. All of it sucks. It sucks, but it's nice to have it when you can get it. And if somebody else can pay for it,
always get hurt at work.
Yeah.
Always get hurt at work.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because then it's on their dime, the workers' comp.
Yeah. Right.
I've been hurt at work too.
So walk in acting like you're not hurt, and then fib it.
Yeah. I knew a guy who did that. I'm at the phone company. I got New York phone, like, oh, we're going to do comics. We published comic in the 90s. And then that kind of, like, I go, take a test for the phone company. I got in. People told me, oh, you probably did better. But not in the 90s. And then I'm there like a week or two, and this guy broke his arm throwing the football around after hours. Like in the thing. And he made it look like he slipped taking off the cover to the manhole and broke his arm to get workers' comp. I'm like, oh my God.
That's awesome. That's
this
the
is
American way right there.
20 years ago now,
Yeah.
That's all right. Government blows money left and right anyway. It's no problem.
Yeah. That's true. Oh, I'm not feeling bad for the company. I couldn't do it.
What is it? They're gonna give us all $15,000, $5,000, $6,000. What were they?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that. It's the coverage for the medical. You go to the doctor, you don't pay a dime. You don't pay a
No,
dime.
oh no, I meant the government with the taxes. They're gonna
Oh,
give us that kickback, right? Isn't that what they're saying? I don't know. I just hear rumors.
it's like I gotta get these costumes right.
Chad, what do you think? What do you think? How's that look?
I think those are awesome.
I'm bigoting myself.
I might ask you guys if I could put them in the back of
You
my
do whatever
book.
you want with it. I'll send you a high risk scan. I send all the fan art stuff to whoever is the creator.
In my
They do
previous
whatever they
book,
want.
all the Black Phantom sketches everybody did, I put in the back of my book. Yeah, that's really tight.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what she said. I mean, he said. I mean,
Hey, oh,
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share? John, what you got?
I'm gonna ask quick.
Good.
No, I'm working on one of my sequential pages.
So we can't see. It's a.
I don't know. Are you old enough?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you block some stuff out with the blacks, right?
Yeah. When I get to the inks, normally I spot all the blacks first, and then I save the actual rendering for last, because it takes the longest.
Right.
Who made up these dumb?
Marcus.
Oh, I was working.
Stop picking your nose. Jeez.
Yeah.
I got her done today, kind of, sort of.
The one on the bottom,
Yeah.
right corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good.
And then I'm working on the next character, but I realized I didn't really get his costume right, so I'm working on the sketch. So this can be a little cleaner.
Nice.
I'm working on this guy because he has more like black in his costume than I thought. This guy in the middle.
Oh, at the bottom? In the bottom center?
Yeah. And on the show, I don't use the light box like in the studio that much, but when I do pages or something like this, I often sketch it out first.
Dale, you got anything you want to share? Dale?
I'm just laying out the next page since I finished the last one.
Man, this guy's cranking out pages. I love it.
Man, I keep shifting around like Hollywood squares. Like,
Yeah, well, I was embiggenating. I was embiggenating.
So I think all I've been drawing for the last couple of months has been zombie stuff. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have a particular favorite zombie comic? I've got a couple. Well,
I know
good
that sounds
answer.
egotistical, but
No.
I didn't really grow up reading a lot of horror comics. As I got older, I was watching more horror movies, but most of the work that I've gotten has just been horror related.
My
No more
favorite.
whistling teapot with that crisp mic, huh? Hold on. Thank you, sir. Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Couple of my favorites are the first Evil Ernie series from Chaos
Mm-hmm.
and World War Zombie from Kevin Eastman. It's a 4-issue.
Comments for you. Peter.
I think
Those
I've
are-
seen that one.
Yeah, those are really cool.
But at the same time, though, I deliberately try to stay away from other people's zombies comics. That way, my work didn't look like theirs.
Oh, yeah,
Hi, Mom Donna, from all of us.
I don't think that's a bad thing either if you are influenced.
Influence is fine, but I didn't. I was trying to avoid.
Scarlett.
No,
Go
sorry,
ahead,
people
John.
off, but
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I stood out.
Right.
Hey, Scarlett, glad to have you here. Thanks for showing up.
John
Sorry,
Byrne
guys.
was the
I tried. Yeah, go ahead. I try to find spots in between and kind of.
John Byrne was John Byrne was the second guy I'd ever met in comics when I was a kid.
How'd that work out?
He's awesome.
Well, that's good to hear because he could be grumpy.
He used to have a column in dadgummit, what was the name
Comic
of that?
Virus Guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Called Burn Victims.
I remember.
Yep.
That's all.
But but
Well,
when
go
I
ahead.
met him though, he was doing a signing at the comic shop I ended up later working at, and hardly anybody was there at the shop. And I brought a stack of books, and John's like, "Is this all you got?" I went, "No, I've got like tons at the house. I've got over a long box or more at the house." He's like, "Great." He's like, "Great, go get them. I'll sign every one of them." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, that's cool.
So I ran, or not ran, I pedaled my ass off in the Texas heat, like on my bicycle, and got to the house. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta drive me back to the comic shop. John Burns got to sign on my books. And she's like, who?
That's so cool.
Yep.
When I used to go to cons when I was a kid, and he was there, it was hot, like he was taking on Fantastic Four. And
Right.
he was really good. He would get up on the stage. He'd be like Robin Williams was on the stage. He was
Yeah.
really funny. And then I joined his website. One of the first websites on the net was his.
Right.
And then he's just grumpy online. That's where it gets a bad rap.
Yeah. No,
You
he
know?
was a super nice guy. He sat and talked,
Whenever I saw him, he was a nice guy.
just sat and talked with me about comics, and I said I wanted to do them, and yeah, he was very encouraging.
Oh, that's great. How if he crowdfunded a book, how well do you think he could do?
I think if he got the word out for several months and let people know he was going to do it, he would do pretty good at it.
He won't do that. It's too much work.
Maybe.
Well, he's basically retired now.
Yeah, I just.
What are you
I
talking
think-
about, Tank? You lost me. I'm sorry. I'm answering Tank's question there. Go ahead. Sorry, bud.
I would love to see him still drawing books, like other
Yeah,
than the
me too.
X-Men.
He did that X-Men on his own website, and it was awesome.
Don asked.
Dale, this coming for you.
Don asked me why I'm still not in animation. I am. It's just there is no work right now.
I
So
got to do some research there, so I can do some tracing, Jay Ryan.
Yeah, did Tank answer your question in the chat, Dale, in regards to Julie Schwartz being as uncle?
Yeah, he was like, well, if Julie says Chad's no good, then I agree.
that's all right.
This comment's for you too, Dale. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, I'm about to.
Hey, you know what? Looking back, I wasn't ready, and I understand that now. But at the time,
yeah, I know the feeling.
so it's all right. I can't be angry. Like I kept trying, and I never gave up, and over and over again, I've had failure after failure. If I didn't have that and learn from it, I wouldn't be where I am.
Oh, that's funny, Jay Ryan. That's funny. Tuvok and Janeway.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Tuvok Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah, that's funny. And so Tank's mom was Julie Short's assistant, and for the longest time, when Tank was young, Julie Schwartz would come over for Thanksgiving and Christmas sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he always thought he was his granduncle or something. And
nice.
And Julie Schwartz would take him to San Diego Comic-Con every year for like 3 or 4 years as a teen. And he was like between 11 and 16, he said.
Right.
And he went with him like for those 6 years. And Julie Schwartz would introduce him to Jack Kirby and John Buscema and all the older guys. And they were all really nice to Tank. And they tell him his art was really good when it really sucked, right? But they would tell him he was really good. And he could draw comics. So now Tank thinks he's a good artist, but he's really not. He's terrible. He's terrible.
That's funny.
I'm kidding. Tank's really good. He's pretty good. But yeah, you imagine getting all that encouragement from like Bill Sinkovich and Terry Austin and Michael Golden, and they're like, and you're like 11 years old, and you're like, oh, I am at the Church of Christ. Oh,
You go back to school and you're like, F all you guys.
Yeah, I know Julie. You know Julie? He's my uncle. I'm going to go work for DC Comics.
Right. Well, he He was lucky. Those are great people to have met and known. I met a lot of those guys. I met Jack Kirby a couple times.
I never got to meet Jack Kirby.
I knew
Damn.
I knew Gil Kane from going to conventions growing up.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, that story of John Byrne and you humping it with your bike and your fucking comics. I
Heck
love
yeah.
that story. I heard it somewhere else, and the way you were describing was sweating in the Texas summer heat, which I'm from Texas too, right? So I totally
Right.
know what you're talking about. You step outside, your balls are sweating like to your
Yep.
bottom of your ankles, and if you're like doing any movement, like expect like to lose a pound of sweat, you know?
Yeah. I pedaled at least 4 miles back to the house just to beg my mom to,
Who's John Byrne?
you know.
Don't worry about it. Just do it, Mom.
Now the
Yeah,
thing about it is like my dad
Thanks,
read all
Jason.
my comics, and when
Oh,
we
that's
first wanted to
cool.
go to, I was looking in the comics, and I'd say, "Oh, I want to go to this thing called a comic convention. I want to go," and he took us to our first few before we were old enough to go to New York City. Like we lived
Yep.
outside of New York City, and he took us to the cons. And to this day, he says he loves Jim Shooter.
Big
You know,
Apple.
oh, what a businessman that guy is, or John Byrne. Like he sat there and listened to all that stuff that we listened to. It was like no big
Of
deal.
Thanks,
course,
Tank.
we all love Chad.
Thanks. I hung out with Jim Shooter at the bar at a convention last year.
I did too.
He's really awesome.
He was awesome. I
Wait.
talked to him for 2.5 hours at Heroes Con,
Yep.
and I found out he had a son. I never knew he had a kid.
Really.
He had a
Hey,
kid.
Pop,
He's telling how he took his kid to his first concert. Don't tell your mom. Like all like personal stuff. He was really nice guy. Of course, he was drinking, and I wasn't. But
Chad is not Shelby Roberts. That is Chad Townsend,
Yeah.
creator of Black.
I am not.
If that's who you're confusing.
well, if Tank wants to come in, what time is it? Yeah, I gotta go because I gotta work tomorrow. I get up at like 6, but I don't sleep that much. So getting to bed now is not that big a deal.
Man.
I sleep
fallen
maybe
and I
5,
can't
6
get
hours
up.
a night, maybe.
What's up, Rob?
So
You
I'm
should
gonna
take-
go, and if whoever's in the back room can, and I'll watch the rest of this tomorrow.
I recommend you start taking magnesium, dude. You'll sleep like so well.
All right. Let me write that down.
Just don't.
I'll forget.
But take it like 2 hours before you plan on going to bed, because otherwise you'll sleep like 10 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't
What
do
is that other stuff that helps you sleep? Melanin?
Yeah,
Or-
Melanin. I
melatonin.
tried melanin. Yeah.
It's not that great,
Yeah.
but magnesium is
All right.
great. It lowers your blood pressure. It opens your arteries up.
Oh, good. I could use my blood pressure lower.
Yep,
That stuff runs in my family.
You'll start sleeping
Nuts.
like
All right. I'll look into it.
yep.
Yeah, I
Just
appreciate
sleep
that.
like a teenager and wake up with wood in the morning.
Yeah,
Just like
dude, you will. You'll start having like.
That's it.
Too much
Hold on, let me
magnesium,
order it
though,
now.
if It's a laxative.
It's like, hey, honey,
All right.
look.
All right. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you, Chad.
Good night.
All
Good
right.
meeting you.
Thanks,
Good
Marcus.
meeting you too. I
Appreciate
look
you,
forward to
buddy.
your comic.
Thanks. I appreciate you backing
Good night,
me.
Marcus.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks.
Tank says Julie gave him his first comic.
Dude, that's
And
awesome.
he hid it from his mom. He hid it from his mom because like Tank didn't want his mom to find it or something. Is that correct, Tank? I remember him telling
Man,
the
it must
story.
have been like
And that
a John Buscema book with like nudies in it or something.
I don't remember why he hid it. Something about he hid it for a whole year and then like he showed it to Julie again and Julie's like, why are you hiding it and why is it so torn up? And I don't remember what he said after that, but
Why are the
apparently
pages
like
sticky?
he gave him a bunch more comics and this time his mom knew about him or something. I think he thought, from what I remember, I think he thought he would get in trouble if his mom knew he had it, but she didn't care. I think because Julie does comics, right? And she's his assistant.
That's
I
amazing.
think was the story.
Dude, that's a great bit of history there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's real cool.
Hey, I'm gonna get going too. So I got to get up at 6 as well.
Okay.
Were you on the West Coast?
No, I'm in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah, Marcus is on the East Coast too, so that's
Nice.
right. They're an hour ahead of us.
Whereabouts, or can you say?
I'm in the
Marcus
Orlando
is,
area.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm contemplating doing Tampa again this year.
Well, it looks like I'll be able to go. Most likely, it'll just be as a fan, not a vendor yet.
Right.
But, I've been wanting to go back for a while.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Had a great time last time I was there. Wink, wink.
I loved it too. I've met Brian Polito there, Kyle Holtz. I met Bernie Wrightson as well. So this is a great show.
Good night, Don.
Take it easy.
Yep.
See you, Don.
We'll be on Saturday night at 6 p.m. over on the studio Central Time, 7 Eastern Time.
Bernie,
and
I love Bernie.
So we'll be out there.
Yeah, I was so fanboyed out that I could barely get an audible sentence to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, this is the first book I bought with my own money off a spinner rack. This, if you can see it, The House of Mystery, drawn by Wrightson on the cover, and I got him to sign it when I was 18.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got most of his Swamp Thing run. I've got his
Damn you, Jay.
book
Damn
he did
you.
called The Weird. I've got it as well. And I've got, I think, some other smaller stuff too.
A good friend of mine had 5 the cover and 5 of the plates from the Frankenstein book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are
Tank. You're more than welcome to jump in if you got the time,
Yep.
man. We got a
Tank
spot.
McNamara.
Tank the Stank.
Frank
The
the Tank?
stank? What?
Yep. He likes to smoke the chronic, man. He's got that stank, you know?
Mm.
It's a joke. I'm kidding. As far as I know.
All right. Well, I will.
He doesn't do
I will
illicit
see you guys
substances.
Yeah, good night.
All right, John. Appreciate you,
Have a
buddy.
good night.
You
Happy
too.
trails. See, the older they are, the harder they fall.
Oh, Pete, you're out in the East Coast time zone too,
Yeah.
right? You're a Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
Phillies fan.
Philadelphia, PA.
I also have to be up at 6, but I don't give a crap.
Oh shit.
Who?
Well, you drink coffee like nobody's business. So, like, if you need it, you just drink that coffee, right?
Coffee
Power boost.
lifestyle.
Boost.
Yeah, I'm
Coffee's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been off of energy drinks all year. Haven't had one.
Oh,
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't drink energy drinks at all. I get
the shakes.
no severe pains in my gut.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that hurts.
Yep.
But we are, I'm getting closer. Wrapping this one up.
It's a lot of ink there you're slinging.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way we
You're
do
a,
it. Here.
you're a true artist. You get dirty.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You can like look at my drawing board. Like it's yeah, it's always active.
There's probably blood in it too.
Yeah, the sacrifice.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks for drawing these guys. If you don't mind, I will put them in my book.
Buy my book. Absolutely. Yeah. Pleasure. Your character's cool, man. I
you.
like the design. It's got like a little animation kind of feel, but it's still like kind of grounded in comics. And
Yep.
you got a little bit of that Todd McFarlane skull thing going, Spawn-esque kind of thing. And you can kind of like play with it a lot.
Yep.
So I really like that.
I want it.
You know, I like you can play with the eyes like Spider-Man, you know, and the smile or the teeth or whatever.
Would not work in real life.
Absolutely, yeah. But you could make something that would be cool and comparable.
Right.
So
I just wanted it to be expressive because I really dig I dig movement and acting and emotion when I'm doing comics. You know, to me that brings life to the character in the drawing.
It makes it a comic.
Yeah, like the I guess
Billy Power Max.
a
Hell,
big influence
thank you.
was there's a Disney book. Um, I'm drawing a blank on the name all of a sudden. What the heck? I'm drawing a blank on this. It was written and drawn by a couple of the old timers it's called The Illusion of Life, and it talks about whether even if a drawing is like really cartoony, how to express life and emotion in the art.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, like the more cartoony, the more real. Like
Yeah.
And the more realistic, the more stiff or fake.
I'm
It's like that middle ground.
I'm not a fan of comics that are trying to get so realistic. I've been that way about video games too. You can look at let's say like any particular war games that are out now and compare it to another war game, and you can't tell the difference at all between the two except for the logo.
Right, but like you're talking like the screenshots and the in-game play where it's just super realistic.
Yeah,
and everyone's trying to be realistic, and it's just kind of
It doesn't stand on its own, even though it may be popular. It's not very distinctive. Whereas drawing like each of you, the way you draw, it's like your own signature. You've been drawing; it comes out on its own.
Yeah, I think that's but that's a part of the process. Like you have to know what you can like lean into, like as of like the pose, as of like for your character, it's like I'm like, let me go in with the wrinkles. Let me kind of like find a different way to like do this, and like you put your own stuff into it. Number one, because it's like easy. It's easy for you. But at the same time, like like you're making it your style,
right? Call of Duty,
yeah.
Art and Times J. Ryan says Call of Duty and Battlefield, for example. Yeah, like the games that are more interesting to me or have more flash and style, and they're fun, and that's what I like. The comics I like are fun. I want to read fun looking books, not too serious. I mean, of course, I like a good serious comic story, but
Does anybody watch Sakamoto on Netflix? Mr. Sakamoto.
Sakamoto Days or
Sakamoto Days. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I've read
it's pretty fun little anime.
I've read the manga and it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've been
enjoying it.
I've not watched the cartoon yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I really enjoyed Dan, as weird as that one was.
Right.
I just love the damn song at the beginning too. But it's good. All of it's good. Big fan of One Punch Man and My Hero Academia.
At
least the first couple of seasons.
I've watched a lot of My Hero Academia, and I've read a bunch of the manga. I've been collecting those. My favorite manga though is Bakuman. If you love drawing comics, which you guys do, Bakuman is about a comic artist and writer making comics and competing in the Japanese manga market. And one of the neat things about it is these guys are learning about drawing comics in the industry, and you learn how to make comics while you're reading it. Like it shows you like processes of using ink and all kinds of junk. Like it's really neat. And to mix it in, it's got that whole Pokemon Street Fighter kind of vibe where I'm gonna defeat you, comic artist over here, and
okay.
I'm gonna
Like
outdo
the
you, and
challenger.
I'm gonna challenge you and beat you in Shonen Jump, and I'm gonna have the most love from my fans or likes or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have the high score this week, and so you get like these really
As long as it
badass
doesn't
drunk-
pull a Dragon Ball Z.
No.
As long as it doesn't pull a Dragon Ball Z where they're fighting for endless hours up in the air, having huge conversations, I'm cool with that.
That's what My Hero Academia does, where like in the middle of a battle, they're having inner turmoil about their personal lives, like in the middle of the battle, that just go on and on and on.
But in their head, right? That's
Yes.
yeah. But in Dragon Ball Z, they're like actually physically talking to each other while they're throwing these punches in the air, thousands of feet up. And I never understood that about Dragon Ball, and I could never get into it because of that. And I was like,
it's a common
it'd be
Japanese comic thing.
Go ahead.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dragon Ball guy. I like the characters. I think they're neat, but yeah.
Like I said, if you like drawing comics and reading comics, Bakuman is highly entertaining. I've read the entire run, the entire series, and I've just loved every bit of it.
Is there a manga for that or an anime?
Yeah,
Sorry, anime.
There is an anime.
There is. I have to look it
Yep.
up.
You have to go to Disney Plus. You'll be able to watch it.
Oh, cool. All right.
Okay, cool.
If you have the Hulu stuff, I think.
I have Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to read, so I just look at the pictures.
Oh, well.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, comic books taught me how to read.
Yep,
So,
I had the same thing.
I was an idiot. Go ahead.
When I was 7, 8 years old, my teacher called my parents into a conference and said, "Hey, so Chad's scores are really low, and what's it gonna take to get him to start reading more?" And my mom was like, "Well, he likes reading comics." And Mrs. Cave was my teacher. She went, "Great, buy him as many comics as he'll read." And turned out, I lucked out. My town had a comic shop in it in 1980. And
oh wow,
out in Round Rock.
Yep. And my mom and dad came back home with a stack of comics, and I'd already loved comics, for many years, but now this was pretty serious.
Christmas. This was Christmas.
Yeah.
All over again.
Dude, I read every single one of them, and I remember they brought home X-Men and Micronauts and like Spider-Man and a bunch of these really cool books in this stack that the guy in the comic shop that owned it, his name was Cliff. And yeah, he had a shop called Cliff's Comics and Games at the time. His dad took it over and it became Joe's Comics. And his dad was this crusty old dude. He didn't read comics or give a shit about comics. And he always had a brick of tobacco, and he was like chewing tobacco all the time in this comic shop. But it was all I had, and it was really great. And because I was coming in so much all the time, like he would save me the best shit. Like, and
the promo posters. And
yes, like he would save all that stuff for me. He would always he didn't like people looking at the books on the shelf all that much, but he didn't care if I did it. And yeah,
Did he give you free stuff every so often, throw in extra stuff in your bag?
No, he would just make sure I got copies of like the really hot stuff, that was coming out or whatever. He would make sure I had it. So I was like, at the time, I was so addicted to buying comics, I was raiding my dad's jar of pennies. I was the change jar. I was mowing lawns. Like anytime I could mow a lawn, I would go out. Like every weekend, I was mowing lawns for comic money, and all I needed was like $20 back then, $30.
Yeah, 20, 30
Yeah.
bucks could go a long way back then,
Dude,
man.
I would for $10, $20, I would go out with a stack like this every week.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it was so great. Such a great time. Comics were awesome. And I always, that makes me think people talk now like, what does it need? What do we need to get back to that? And I keep saying, it's like, it's not affordable now,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that's what
$5 a buck is nuts.
No, yeah, it's crazy. Whereas
Yeah.
kids are buying manga because they could go to Walmart and buy My Hero Academia for $7 and it's 200 pages.
Yeah.
That's why we're losing here
Yeah.
because kids can't afford that stuff. I mean, but they're gonna buy manga with their pocket money.
Oh shit, Tank's in the back. Sorry, I didn't hear the boop. Sorry, I'm glad I looked at the chat. There you are, Tank.
Gee
Sorry,
whiz.
bud.
Here's Tank.
Yo, Chad,
Tank.
it's awesome to be on a panel with you, man.
Oh, it's good to have you here. I don't know you, but I hear you got a great history.
Yeah, I kind of grew up in the field,
That's so awesome.
and then I
So now
checked
that
out.
Tank's here, we can tell you the story. I'm gonna take a little break, guys, but you guys enjoy the chit chat. I'll be right back in a bit.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those things that you never know what you got.
When you had it at the time.
Yeah. I grew up knowing Julie and whatnot because my mom was a personal assistant of his. And
I didn't really get to know him really all that well. All I know is my interaction was through that Jim Ballant thing at the time when he was drawing Catwoman. So I don't think I ever met him in person, but I did meet lots of guys like Dick Giordano, and
that's cool.
Like I said, I knew Gil Kane from going to conventions, and if Gil has gotten a bad rap, but man, he and his wife were like super nice to me as a kid.
I never understood the whole bad rap thing. I mean, he was professional.
Yep.
And sorry, go ahead.
He got in trouble for stealing and selling art while he was at Marvel. But that's a whole other thing.
With how much they got paid, can you really blame him?
No, he was after they got the stats of all the artwork, they were just gonna throw him in the trash. So he was just taking it, and this was before Neil Adams, fought to get the art back. I think that's what sparked the whole thing, was because Gil, I can't remember if it was like Jim Starlin or somebody, had just drawn a book and turned it in that week. And exactly that weekend found his pages for sale at San Diego Comic-Con. And it turns out Gil had turned around and sold them to an art dealer, and he got confronted, and the famous bit from that was, "Well, you got me, boy."
Yeah, I didn't even know until I went to my my second comic book convention. I did not know that Gil Kane and Murphy Anderson were comic book hotshots.
Oh, really?
I just thought they were Julie's friends.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And because Gil and Murphy and Julie, I always equated them to be the terrible trio.
Oh,
of
nice.
comics, and that's a reference. That's a Robotech reference for all you non-nerds out there. The terrible trio from Robotech is Sammy, Kim, and Vanessa, the bridge crew.
I was good friends with Carl Masick, who created Robotech.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. Now I'm jealous.
He had an office across the hall from me when I worked at ADV.
That is so cool. I'm a big protoculture addict, so
oh, cool.
I'm geeking hard.
He has since passed away, though, sadly.
Yeah, all the greats, they got old.
Carl smoked a lot.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Well, anyway, we would just sit and talk for hours about stories and books and comics, and just like it was like time would just disappear on us when we talked.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to derail you. You brought up Robotech, and I thought of Carl.
It's okay. Robotech's a good derailing.
Yeah.
There are worse things to get derailed on.
Man, but I would have loved to like known all those old dudes like real well like that. Like,
yeah, through. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say through Julie, I got to meet and become friends with Norm Brayfogle.
Oh man, I love Norm's. I love Norm's Batman a lot, but I made him mad one time.
Oh,
yes.
He wasn't hard to get angry, especially as he got further on in life.
I told him, and he didn't like it. But Steve Mitchell was my favorite inker on his stuff, and he was pissed. He was so pissed.
His Malibu stuff is great. I love his Prime.
Right?
Yeah. I remember when Norm and we geeked out like little schoolgirls when he got the Batman gig.
Yeah, like that Holy Terror one shot is some of the best. Yeah, it's some of the best work.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Alan Grant was one of my favorite writers. I wanted
he was great.
Right as I was launching my last Black Phantom campaign, I was trying to get a hold of Alan Grant because I met him as a teenager. I got like this really great story of how I met Alan Grant and Kelly Jones, but I was trying through Kelly to get a hold of Alan Grant, so I wanted him to write a Black Phantom story for me.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to pay him to do it, and he had just passed away right as I was doing that. I was so gutted. But he wrote a Batman story that Norm Brayfogle drew that I don't know why I love it. It's not that great when you go back and look at it, but in my head as a kid, it was amazing. Where Batman gets a brand new Batmobile, and this guy pulls up next to him in Gotham at the light in a Ferrari and challenges him to a race across Gotham. And I thought that was just the neatest thing.
Norm and I both had a love affair with the Vector Twin Turbo.
Oh yeah,
that Batmobile was based off a real car.
Oh, neat.
Oh, yeah. That's a great Batmobile. His Batmobile.
Yeah, I really loved it. It was so sleek. It really brought the Batman to the modern age. Like Shadow of the Bat I loved it. I still really enjoy it. It's a great story of Batman come to terms with the death of Todd and
right.
And being able to accept a new Batman and introducing, what's his face, Tim
Drake.
I'm kind of Tim Drake. I'm kind of retarded. So,
you're like me. You're starting to get old.
Yeah, well, the brain hurting courtesy of Mujahideen doesn't help either.
Oh.
you this one time in Baghdad, I got folded backwards.
Oh no.
Hey, I signed up for it. All right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't sign up. My dad talked me out of it. But anyway.
Yeah. No, I dig it. Hey, it's not exactly the best or worst decision I've ever made in my life.
Right.
Although my parents were like, dude, really? Tanks? Tanks are cool.
My best friend here where I live in Houston was a tank driver in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He
Heck
said
yeah,
he would,
man.
He said he loved it. He would go back. He goes, those new tanks, they do 75, 80 easy now. Like
Yeah. Dude, they fixed a major issue with the track connectors. That the reason why there's a governor, why the governor for the M1A2 and M1A2 SEPs, which is what I served on, why the governor was set to around under about 45 miles an hour.
Right.
Even though that tank is capable of doing 75. Because when you're going 60 miles an hour in that tank and then you decide you're going to turn, the tank will continue moving forward, spinning, and one track will go one direction and the other track will go another direction.
Wow.
Because it would just fly apart. It was that engine, it was just too powerful. I do kind of miss it. It was
that's what he did. Fun. He said every time they got their orders to go out, he would crank up the stereo and playing the cops theme song, "Bad Boys, Bad Boys," like as they rolled out.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, we had one platoon that was we just called them our toxic Americans.
Oh yeah.
And they would roll out blasting like Rolling Stones and Five Finger Death Punch and all that other stuff.
That's funny. He was always calling them Hajis.
Yep. And I was like, why are you doing that, man? That's a term of respect. You called him Daesh. Which is an absolute huge insult.
Right.
So yeah, no, I ran a poll on X to see what I was going to draw tonight, and they were like, "No, we want you to do some work on your book," and I'm like, "Okay, fine. I've got to get a reference sheet together, anyways." So that's what I'm doing here tonight. But dude, I love Black Phantom, dude. I've been raving about that for a hot minute.
Oh man, thanks.
I love the energy, and now knowing that you've got a background in animation, it explains a lot. All the stretching and the squeezing and the crazy distortion on the perspective. I'm like, okay, that all makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm a big comic nerd too. So
dude, it looks so hype. I haven't been able to get myself a copy yet, but I'm working on it. That's why I'm doing the hard work.
That's awesome. I'm trying my best. I don't think I'm great at it, but I'm working at being good at it.
No, I think you're doing just fine. I think it's grossly underrated.
Thank you.
From everything I've seen, the previews that I've looked at and read and whatnot, I'm like, dude, you're all sleeping on this.
It's probably the time of the year too. Is a bad time to launch a campaign. My last campaign, I did 18,000 on it, so it's not. I think it's just tax season and stuff. People are kind of waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, the economy's kind of in a rough shape. And I tell people, I'm like, look, you don't put this on a president. You put this on Congress. They're the ones who kept borrowing outside of the budget over and over and over again. And that's how we get inflation is, they keep printing more money, treating the American people like a piggy bank.
Yeah. So I'm not upset. I know I'm going to launch my next campaign hopefully in July, and my book is finished. I just need the money to go to print and pay for shipping and handling and all the fees and stuff.
Nice.
And I almost have my buffer, like my safe zone buffer. So like another $900 and I'll be okay.
Nice.
And I'm going on Bancroft's channel tomorrow night.
Well, that should be good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went with that one. I already have
Blackjack, huh?
Yeah, this is so Scalpel Zero is the prototype cyber droid, which is a biomechanical android.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's hence the Zero name. That's the prototype. And then I feature in the first story arc, I've got two other of the production models, 12 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
12 is being used by the U.S. Military, and 21 is being used by U.S. intelligence agents. And it's a trip. It's what I would call proto cyberpunk. It's not cyberpunk. We're watching the transition from a world that we can recognize as reality to where it becomes that corporate dystopia,
right?
Where the corporations are more powerful than the government. Right now, in the year 2065, they're about on par. And it's a messed up story because it's cyberpunk. So It's got to be messed up. And I already told people, I said, look, in the end, Scalpel Zero dies. This is the main character. You're going to watch the downfall of the character. So enjoy the ride. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Nice. My character is already dead.
See? Cut out the middleman.
So there you go.
Got him.
I-O.
Yeah.
But yeah, 21, they nickname, because, scientists and government people are terrible at nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's Blackjack, because got the one eye. Still have to design the ocular, the little eyepiece there, the patch.
So it's not because of the bubble gum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the it's the one-eyed jack. That, and it's Scalpel 21. So they're like, oh, Blackjack. And so I brand it as it's awesome, even though the inside joke is that the government is completely unoriginal.
Well, it's neat that you're spending a lot of time on your character turnarounds and stuff.
Yeah, I try to get this. I try to get good, solid reference art, because I'm not the only one who's going to be working on this. I've got a bunch of other artists that are going to be doing some cool stuff for me.
Cool.
And whatnot. And eventually, I want to be able to hand it off. I want to be able to go, okay, cool, because I've got other stories and stuff that I want to do. And I do have, what do you call it? I do have like episodic type of adventures and whatnot that take place before the fateful events that change the world, and after as well. But by that point, by the time I'm done with this, with the story, I want to move on to this fantasy project that I got cooking up, that I was developing with my late brother. I want to bring it to life. But Sniggles, the world's mightiest goblin.
Yeah, you were talking about.
He's a towering 4'6".
Well, one book at a time.
Right? Yeah. And that's the way it is.
Did Omer go to the store or something? He seems to have been gone for like 40 minutes.
He was eaten by wildebeests.
Schmeckle.
Who's Schmeckle? Send the link.
Schmeckle's
I don't know. I didn't recognize the name.
He's over on X. Anybody know?
Hey.
Send us some.
I don't know.
Schmeckle.
I don't know Schmeckle, but
Schmeckle,
I know the
let me see,
name, the word.
They're awesome for tuning in. That's who they are.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Yeah,
guys
whole
go
essays
follow.
while fighting. Yeah, that's the Dragon Ball.
Well,
The
I
spiciness
got to
boat.
get up at 6 a.m. as well, so I'm going to
Yep.
hop off here. So,
Oh my goodness
Alrighty.
gracious!
I'm getting there.
Dale, you want to
too.
show us your progress or anything?
oh sure,
Let me-
yeah, I'm doing ugly
What-
layouts right now. So, for page
Are you ready to share? There
page
it is.
23. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it starts out really rough.
Well, that's how it goes. I mean,
Yeah,
That's about how I do my roughs.
yeah.
that's how I.
All right.
come up
Well,
in.
you guys have a good night. Good to
Good night,
see
Dale.
you.
Hey, Dale, make sure you drop a link to that book that you're giving out, man, because people need to read this. This is good.
Oh, thank
My
you.
kids
Yeah,
and I we are thoroughly enjoying it, and it's
I'm
written
glad you like
at
it. Yeah.
it's written at such a nice level that occasionally I bust out with the dictionary with the kids a little bit because we got some stuff. It's got I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Like we're using it as reading practice, and the kids they just boom, they love that stuff, dude. They want
That's
more.
great. All right. Well, I do have a sequel planned. I don't know when I'll get to it. So eventually I'll bring back my sword and chivalry issue too. So
Nice.
stay tuned. Maybe 2026.
All right, yeah. No, please.
Very nice, very nice.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
See you,
later,
Dale.
bud.
Later.
Yeah,
All right.
work on that YouTube channel and go check out Dale's YouTube so you can encourage him to put more stuff up. And
Don't look at my YouTube channel.
yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right here after you leave.
I'm checking it out right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
What are you
Let's
drawing,
see,
iPad?
I am drawing a SWAT cat.
I
on
thought
a-
so, but I didn't want to like sound like a dummy and not
Yeah,
know
it's
for
yeah.
sure.
Nice. I forget their names, like what the characters' names are, but they're very simple in their
I think they're coming back with a SWAT cat.
I did see something on that. Yeah.
I know the action figures are coming back.
But,
That's cool.
yeah, probably one of the right. We can all agree one of the most overlooked series from the '90s is
Right.
the SWAT Cats. It's like SWAT Cats, Exo Squad, Mighty Max. That's my my overlooked trifecta. But yeah, nice series.
One I remember liking as a kid was the Mighty Orbots.
Ah,
This
geez,
is for
that
Dale,
is Gen
That
1 anime.
Yeah, Mighty Orbots were cool.
I was watching one called Mars God.
Huh.
Yeah, Mars God kind of like it's really it might have been like 81 or 82. That one blew me away because of just like I was thinking it was going to be just archaic and the animation was like really high level, and I'm like, wow, like they were like this advanced in the early 80s. Had no clue.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Yeah,
Mars God.
I'll show you.
Well, I'm looking it up. Mars God cartoon. Is it Roman?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's God Mars.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's like these guys right here.
oh,
Mech everything. Like the story is it's like it's kind of like sophisticated because it's like there's an alien overlord, but but they have a robot that's embedded in the mountain that's going to destroy Earth. And like the Overlord has an offspring on Earth, and when the kid realizes like what he has to do, he's like, oh, but I love Earth, I can't. And you're just like, wow. Like these are like deep concepts for something so early.
They're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, see, but back then, cartoons and stuff didn't play down to us so much.
Yeah.
Schmeckel's still in the audience. I don't know. I'm looking at Twitter, and I mean, I'm following you. I like your art. You got a YouTube channel, and I don't know. You got a man nipple. I don't know. Posted a bunch of times in your media. I don't know if you're at least you're not gonna whip anything out. Literally, I'll let you on. Let me know if you're still in the chat. Give you trust. You're still
Risking
out there.
it all.
Yeah. You're friends with Doug Bacon and a few other guys, and I'm following you, so I'm just, I don't know, just making sure we don't go rated X, that's all.
Instantly
That's right.
demonetized.
Yeah.
Billy Powermax has something I want to share, but I'm trying to look for. Okay, so I guess it's this one page here. Okay, I'll bring it up here in a second. Here's an image for that. Okay. Okay, I'll bring it up. I'll share it. Sure. Let me share this guy real quick first, though. Go check out Mr. Dale. There we go. Check out Dell's website. It's the-installation.com. He dropped the link in the chat. It's also in the description below. Also, if you want his free comic, you go there to the big installation where it's got this cool little icon, Sword of Chivalry. Click on that, and you can sign up for a free comic, and he'll send it to you. I think his last count was about 30 copies left, and it costs you nothing. He totally sends it to you for free. Just go check out his website and sign up here. You click on this image, and it sort of sends you to this mailing address thing for the subscription and a copy of the Sword of Chivalry. Fun little comic there. And while we're at it, let's share Dale's website, YouTube channel. So go check out Dale's YouTube, subscribe, and encourage him to post more videos. He's got 18 subscribers currently and 4 videos. So go check him out there. And let's check out Billy Powermax real quick. He's getting something published with Dark Gift Comics. You know Dark Gift. He's a big YouTuber as well. Semi-big. I don't know. I think he's a big YouTuber guy. I don't know. He's in the sphere. And I guess this is his comic Broken. And here's some art for it. Looks pretty cool.
Hold on, let me. Heck yeah! No, I'm loving that.
Yeah.
Very expressive.
I guess last days of the Bad Moon. I think that's what he said. And there's their logo, and go subscribe to get updates on when that book is going to be released. So it's just a preview page, and then he's got some previews over on Instagram. Let me share this tab. You've got some artwork there. Billy Powermax there. Billy. Very nice, very nice.
Heck yeah.
Then here's another page. Or artwork, rather. Sorry, not page.
Do you have a link to his ex?
What do you want with his ex-wife?
Hey, I'm not the jealous type, okay?
No.
Shit. All right, so that's Billy, and that's all those guys there.
Oh, I want to say thank you. I got a couple more backers while streaming, so much appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are awesome.
I got to see, man.
I got the Omer glitch bump.
Tomorrow you'll get the real bump, the Bancroft bump.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going on Bancroft? Awesome.
Yeah, well,
I'm excited.
So
What?
we've gotten, we're between the range of 1 to 3 bumps, right? Like that's kind of what
Yeah, I
this
got
show's
3
done,
bumps being on
So
here, so thank you.
and,
That's
and
awesome.
was it on Kickstarter or Indiegogo?
2 on Kickstarter and the 1 on Indiegogo. So
Nice, Billy. All right, so we can refresh this and see if it.
oh no, that's the current total.
Oh, okay.
It bumped up. Yeah, 2 backers on there.
Nice. Let's see. Share this tab here. Let's see. Well, we got Marcus over here, right? This was Marcus.
Yes, and he bumped it up to $6.95. So thank you, Marcus, if you're still awake and not asleep.
And we'll share this right here if you want to get more info on Chad here.
Yeah.
Check out his links. It's squido.co, I guess, right? It's
my Kid Squid. Squid Co. is my company LLC.
Nice.
So he's got all his links here. You can go donate to Coffee Friends and buy Squid Comics copy and join the Substack and buy Black Phantom right there. Go to the Squidco shop and more Black Phantom. And of course, you've got his X, Instagram, and these other links and Patreon. And then, of course, there's always ChadTownsend.com.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Still working on my site. I just had to rebuild it just recently, so.
Right on. And,
yep.
We shared your YouTube and X already, so we'll stop sharing that. And again, if Schmeckle's out there, let me know, and we'll dare to have you on, I guess.
Schmeckle. You know what a schmeckle is, right?
Well, so isn't it like, I don't know, is it a smudge?
I think it's a wiener.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I just so yeah, it's Yiddish, isn't it?
Yes.
Yiddish. So I don't know if we want to have schmeckles on here.
Sure, let's risk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my channel.
No, it's not.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. Let's go.
Schmeckle, you dirty dog. Oh man.
So my family's from Texas, from the Littlefield area.
What?
Home of Waylon Jennings. Yeah.
Nice.
And my aunt, I think she still lives in Austin. I'm not sure.
My daughter lives in Austin.
Holy shit, we got 56 people watching. I thought we had a lot when we had.
Wow, let's get some real discussion going here. Then if 56
people
are watching.
I thought we had like 28 earlier, but we got 48 coming from X. That's great. Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and 8 on YouTube. Of course, I want to funnel everybody over to YouTube eventually. If you can, go like, share, follow, and subscribe over on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to do this. I think I'm going to jump ship, guys.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I got some work to do.
Hey,
right.
Disgusting.
DM me with your Black Phantom.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, let me embiggenate you before you go, Pete.
Yeah, I will. If you are okay with it, I'll put it in my book. You okay with that?
Yeah. I'll clean it up. I'll get it over to you.
No, it looks great the way it is. I'm gonna do it like the Wizard magazine. I want to put a bunch of fans sketches on a page collage. So
cool. Yeah, I'll get it over to you. But yeah,
and I'll give
I might computer. Yeah, I might computer color it too. Just out of a.
No, man, do it just like it is. Leave it. I like it.
All right.
I like that. I don't want to. It's my book is black and white, dude. Like
yeah. I mean, I would computer color it either way, but I can send you the black and white or this as is. That's not. I usually like the pencil work. I think it kind of leaves.
I like it just the way it is. I love you just the way you are.
All right. Yeah, I'll get this over to you then.
Like it.
I like it.
Well,
All right, I'm gonna try to finish this up, and I'm almost done here. So hopefully in the next 20, 30 minutes, we'll wrap this up here a bit. Appreciate it, Pete, as always.
Yeah. I just got a couple. Yeah, I got a couple emails to jump on and things to prep for tomorrow. So
you got it, man.
All you guys got to get to bed and get up early.
No, I'll be up. I just got to do some laptop work. That's all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But guys, it was awesome. Chad, it was nice meeting you.
It was great meeting you. Thank you for being here and having me on with Omar.
Yeah, and we'll be in touch. All right, guys.
All right,
Later.
You take care, bud.
See you, Tank.
Dude, Pete, always good time, man.
Ayo with the Pete. Ayo.
I've seen your icon and name around X quite a bit, Tank. So
I try to get out.
Yeah.
I try to be your friendly neighborhood force multiplier.
Good.
Spread a little positivity, a little
Right.
positive reinforcement type stuff, you know?
You sure you weren't talking garbage about me and on Twitter? Like,
I don't know. Sometimes my fingers write checks.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I stay off Twitter as much as possible.
I love Twitter. I just don't. When I see somebody complain about somebody else, I'm like, I'm scrolling by because whatever anybody has to say about anybody, I've never met those people in person. And, kind of when you do meet people in person, that changes a lot. And chances are the people that are squabbling and arguing and bickering, I bet if they just sat down and had a beer, they would be best friends,
Yeah. Enjoy some pizza, have a beer, grab a burger.
Yeah.
Share some fries,
Hell yeah. Like,
yeah,
I agree.
Chad, whenever you're ready, you don't have to stay the whole time either. I should have told you that earlier.
Oh, that's fine. I might.
And why are you telling him now?
I might ditch out, but
no. Now that Tank's here, just kidding.
That's right. I'm stinking up the joint.
You made it highbrow now. Like, you elevated the show.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell other people that. I got a reputation to maintain.
All right, dang it. You are just a slimy weasel.
That's right.
You got it, Billy. Anytime, buddy.
Shifty
with my mayonnaise powered super heroine, Mayobi.
Oh yeah, Mayo. Yeah, shit. Man, that one gets me every time, dude. It's too funny.
Yeah, and I'm going to hell for it.
It's
I'm okay
like
with that.
I like at the same time I'm be like, God dang, Tank, you fucking asshole. That's how much I love it though. But because like the cut's deep on that one, it's like, oh man, like that's a deep cut. It's fun
a quality
when
parody, and I hope it sells him some copies of his original Niobe comic.
Yeah,
I don't wish anybody ill.
Yeah,
but if you're gonna act like a clown, I'm probably gonna clown on you. But I'm gonna keep it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it in the realm of nerd and not get personal because, honestly, dude, if I'm gonna get personal, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? No, we're gonna go back. We're gonna settle this old school like men. I'll meet you on Street Beefs. Let's crowdfund a nerd fight. Let's do it. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, all right.
We'll have some fun. We'll sell some tickets. We'll make some money. We'll give it to charity.
Yeah.
We'll help out the needy. The comic book orphans fund.
If you want to throw money away, I've got a campaign.
Right? Don't let them know that's where the money's going.
Charity money isn't going to help anybody. That kid's going to starve anyway. Like,
yeah.
At least it's going directly toward my book.
Bank account. Yeah, his bank account.
No.
It's a worthy cause.
This whole thing, I want it to earn on its own. I don't want to dig into my own pocket.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody should have that approach at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, this is fun. I love comics and I love making comics, and I want I want stuff that people will get entertainment out of. So if it has gimmicks on my cover, like a glow in the dark, that's because I'm just an '80s kid. You know, I love that stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway,
Stuff
if
is
you're not-
fun.
so don't donate to Jerry's kids. Please donate to me. I can
Welcome
be
to the
just
omerglitch telethon.
I could just be just as multiple dystrophy or whatever myself.
Oh shit! Oh, Chad, you're funny, man. Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, so you're in Texas, Chad. So are you doing any Texas cons anytime
I
soon,
might.
or is there anything? Maybe I can
I
make
would-
it out. It would be great to meet you, man.
I might do Comic Palooza again.
Okay, that's in San Antonio, or is that
Houston?
Dallas? Houston. Okay.
Houston. FanFest is in Dallas. I used to
You ever-
do. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I used to do Alamo City, but that's kind of like died out. But
Yeah, in San Antonio. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
I'm in deep South Texas, so I'm in McAllen, Brownsville over here by
Oh,
SpaceX.
so you're in Richard C. Meyer territory.
Yeah, he's like 2 cities down in. Well, I don't want to say what city, but yeah, he's out here.
I know
saw him
where
at
he
the
is.
local comic shop once. So I didn't bother. Yeah.
It's like, here,
So-
could you sign and rip my comic, please?
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, I would just take the signature. Why does he got to rip them?
Because that's his whole shtick. Like,
yeah,
here's my book. Sign it and rip it for me.
Oh, from the right.
Yeah, when you do
I
reviews.
get you. Yeah, from when he was in the car reading, doing
Yes.
those reviews in the car. Yeah.
Those are classics.
Yeah. Well, those are the good. That's the good stuff. Yeah. But of course, like the ones he made, could you just sign them? Don't rip them.
Right.
But
Yes.
yeah.
If you want to support this retard right here, I'm glad to take the support on my book. Anyway, I got a glow in the
Buy
dark
my
cover.
book.
Buy my book. That's my book. Anyway, I want a glow in the dark cover in everybody's hands, just like this one. This famous Ghost Rider cover.
Heck yeah. Yeah, people go there to call them like gimmick covers and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, dude, they're more fun than that.
Yeah, they're like temporary tattoos. They're that fun.
Mhm.
Right. On average, we've kind of all our shows have been averaging just over 3.5 hours recently, as of the last like 3 or 4 shows. And the
Well,
last
you're
2
not
shows,
doing it right.
We've been going at almost 5 hours. So, things have been. People have been cutting out a little bit early because they got stuff coming up, and that makes sense. They got stuff in real life happening, which is fine. We're almost at 3 hours here in about 4 minutes. So here's my finished piece for you. The fan art of Black Panther.
Dude, I love
Hope you
that,
like
man.
it.
I love it.
I did get a little carried away with adding like texture marks on all his
I don't
armor.
care. It's
And,
your interpretation.
Did a little more
That's
Todd
like your
McFarlane.
signature, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a little caught up with doing textures. Yeah, and, like
No, for
like
real,
this
like
stuff here.
Oh,
Here in the
nice.
next 2 weeks, I got my physical studio back up and running. I'm gonna whip up some pencils and send them to you.
Oh yeah, you talked about wanting some inks. Yeah, I'll sling whatever. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, dude. And then we'll put them up on on for sale, and we'll make money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
look at that dude.
This is
at
Matt
that.
Burke's. Oh man, I always forget his name. Butch Cleaver.
Yeah.
Here's one that's a little less textured. Fembat by
Who?
Apex Comics. Fembat.
That's a cool
It's,
character.
Yeah, it's his name is Brett Cantrell. Apex Comics.
I like
it's
the
a neat
name.
looking character.
I
Yeah,
like
Dan
the-
Lawless did a cover for him over on his campaign.
I like the Butch Cleaver name too. That's a good name.
Yeah. And then John, who was on earlier, John Epple. This is one of the characters out of his Zombie
Nice.
Exodus. So I drew her up when we first met him. Here's my character, Glitch, as a chibi kind of character.
I saw that in your opening credits. It's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's my character now. And I've got my biggest achievement comic-wise is a little mini comic I made about 10 years ago.
Oh,
and I've
man,
got
that's
tons
cool.
of pages. I just need to actually put it together. So.
Hey, look, self-portrait. No.
Yeah, initially it was kind of a self-insert autobiography. Yeah, a little
Right.
bit when I was younger. But now
Dude, this is awesome.
I'm too old.
I like the paper it's printed on and everything. Like it's got that indie feel to it.
These are entirely hand printed. I printed these off a Xerox machine, front and back, by hand.
Awesome.
And then I printed these out in color, and then I hand stapled them together.
So that's an exclamation point.
Where?
His mask and his chest make an exclamation point.
Yes, which is what I use as my signature.
Gotcha.
But if you flip it, that's so cool. You noticed. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
And if you notice, it's an eye, right? If you flip it, and that's my homage to Image Comics. The Image eye.
Did you know
comics were a huge influence.
There's a coincidence that Jim Aparo drew a character called Image, and it had the same exact image eye, and it was in the 70s that he created that character?
No, I need to look that up.
I asked Bob Layton about it because he published it in the Charlton Bullseye book that they did. It was an ad in there, and I said, "Hey, Bob," it was like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, "Hey, was that a coincidence?" He goes, "Yeah, it was a coincidence." I go, "But it looks just like the Image eye, and the dude's name is Image." Like,
and that was in Marvel Comics, and
no, it was Charlton in this like 74 to 76, somewhere around there, when John Byrne was drawing Charlton Comics. He was drawing Doomsday +1. Have you ever seen Doomsday +1? This is a great.
I have.
It's a great series that John Byrne drew in the early 70s.
Yeah, I have that book. Yeah, I have that book.
Yeah, so it's right around that era. But yeah, there's an Image eye on this dude named Image.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now because I want to see what you're talking about.
You might see it in. Now I gotta pull up my Twitter here.
Yeah, if you want to share that.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig for it now that I've brought it up. Because I posted
that sounds rad. I bet Rob Liefeld knows about it and that he.
I'm wondering if he swiped it.
Yeah, he swiped it 100%. Yeah, he knows a shitload about comics. Like,
oh, I found the post. Here, hold on. Let me drop it in the private chat. Here. All right, can you find that?
Yeah, I got it. It's loading. Oh, I see it. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
It's on his head and his chest.
Yeah,
but it looks just like the Image logo.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's fucking nuts. Let me see if I can zoom in and enhance. Can I enhance?
So Jim Aparo created that, and he was teaming up against Nightshade, this other character. But if you look at the panel 2 and 3, it's got the Image eye on his chest. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see the eye there, and then on his forehead, it looks pretty exact, man.
So, is it
panel 2 right there? It's right there.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence? That's so exact. So we got the little curve and everything.
And the dude's name is Image.
Look at that right there. Image defeated by Nightshade.
Mm-hmm.
This is so
This was
bizarre.
1974.
What? That's whack. That's whack.
This is a year after I was born. This came out, and I asked Bob Layton if it ever got published, and he says no, it didn't.
Oh wow!
But that was an ad from Charlton Comics in '74. So when did Image Comics come out? What year? It's almost
1990.
almost 20 years later. That
Dude,
Wow.
that's whack. Yeah, I just reposted each shirt to my wall.
I saw it. It popped up on my phone.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh. Anyway, I don't know what made me think of when you turned it upside down and it made the eye. That made me think of that.
Yeah, this is a total nod to Image Comics, and every time I put the exclamation point, that's a nod to Image Comics, and it's part of branding. It's part of the omerglitch bullshit. It's the little YouTube logo. It's all branding, man. So like, if you see an exclamation, I want you to think of me, and then Image Comics, or Image Comics, and then me. This is a little cartooning I did for a contest for Flip City magazine. I don't know if you know. Flip City
I don't know what that magazine is.
Yeah,
It's like Mad Magazine or Cracked, but good.
Yeah. So I won their first contest. This is my second submission to the second contest. And,
Flip City?
Flip City Magazine. Keep in mind, I love Mad Magazine and I love Cracked, but they're kind of bringing it back with the whole social, political commentary, holding up a funhouse mirror to society kind of deal, and just having some good old silly fun.
Right.
Yeah. Here, I'll bring it up real quick.
Crazy was Marvel's, and that was kind of scary because it had Obnoxio the Clown. Do you remember that?
I totally forgot about that.
Obnoxio was terrifying. It was a fat clown with makeup and had flies buzzing all around him, and they would do Frazetta style paintings on the covers with this just terrible looking clown, Obnoxio.
That's funny. Let's see. They're on Fun My Comic. I think they have an Indiegogo too going.
Oh, okay.
And, I'll bring them up on Fun My Comic. I give Chrissy a shout out. She's the co-owner. She's the wife of her husband's the main guy who does most of the stuff on it. But she's the publisher and PR, and she's the face of the company kind of thing.
I would love to do my own
She's real.
Mad Magazine style book. I would love to do my own someday.
But if you got an idea, they do take submissions.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
So this Flip City,
another
check
good
them
place.
out. There are 30 backers. Go ahead.
I was going to say another good place to talk to is the people over at Edge Punk Magazine.
Oh yeah.
Oh look, they just closed. Yeah, they closed an hour ago. Well, keep an eye out for it. Yeah, you can go to their website, and I think you can buy from there. So this is for the campaign for it, but I'm sure you can. They over publish a little bit so they can sell on their website. So you can check out their website. And
well, I had Kitty on my channel, and we were talking because over on my my channel we do a lot of sausage making discussion.
What?
Oh yeah,
I know.
We
make the sausage.
That sounds dirty.
I got a girl over to my place, and we just talked about sausage. Anyway, they actually have a growing subscriber base as well.
Yeah.
So
they have a huge subscriber base considering they got like a 4,000 subscriber base. Yeah.
Because we got to talking. Yeah, we got to talking about what a value their advertising tier was. I was like, wow, that's actually really, really good.
Yeah, and I want a free advertising tier by winning that art contest. So Chad, don't get any ideas, okay? Don't go compete against me because I want to win again. And I got Mexican families, so they all support the Primos.
That's
how I
no
want the last
excuse. Mexican family. Jeez Louise.
Okay, I'll just distract you with some
What's up,
elote.
What? What? You're Mexican?
I'm a Mexican. American Mexican. Actually,
You're a
dude.
you're a Texican, dude.
Yeah, totally a Texican. Yeah, we're like fourth generation. We were probably already here in Texas. When,
Dude, people don't realize Mexicans fought in the Alamo against Santa Anna too. So it's not just like
right. They wanted to keep Texas, and Texas wanted to join the U.S. And there's plenty of Mexicans that were on the Texan side.
Yep.
Plenty of them.
Bunch.
So, here, let me share this real quick. Check out Flip City. They have a whole website. It's literally flipcitymag.com. That's their website, flipcitymag.com.
All right.
You can buy all their stuff there. Check out all their social media. They got tons of stuff on here. You can even download a free issue right here. Get a free magazine. You can get a PDF just by clicking on this subscribe and get on their mailing list, and they give you a free mag for it. So it's really good stuff. Christy's cool. Her husband's
Scroll down.
Hi, J-Bot.
Go look at those. Those reviews.
Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah, there it is, right there. There, see, it's like magazine and cracked, but good. Tank Ferret. See, that's a reviewer.
That is high praise right there.
Right here. Look good. Yeah, I did an interview with Christy. I was on her show, and we had a good time, man. We just cracked up. And,
yeah, they're fun people.
Yeah, Christy's real easy to chit chat with and get along with. And, yeah, you should, man. We should put you in contact with her so she can interview you. You'd be good to chat to go chit chat with them. They got a good subscriber base kind of thing.
That's good.
Yeah, 24 volumes. Yep. All right, guys.
Wow.
I think we're gonna call it. We've hit the 3-hour mark, which is kind of our standard.
2
ending
minutes.
point. Usually we go. We've been going 5, so that's been a plus. But 2 to 3 hours is kind of our deal. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, Chad. I'm glad we're helpful in getting you some subs or backers or whatever. Yeah, I brought up your YouTube channel.
You did. You brought me several.
Yeah,
I
go
appreciate
subscribe to Chad. He's almost at 1,000. That's awesome. I look forward to getting to 1,000 someday myself. Go check out Tank's YouTube channel. He was last at 428 or so, and he's on his way to 500. So go sub to Tank as well. And appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I'm at 429 now. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, we're really cool.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Go for it, Chad. You got something?
No, I was just waving goodbye.
Oh, okay. Later, Gators. Thanks, J-Bot. Yeah, and J-Bot, we got to get you on. If you ever want to come on the draw, shoot me a DM, or I'll see if I can DM you if I get a chance. Appreciate everybody. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Hal Deer, our master mod, thank you. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe to Hal Deer. He's got his own art stuff going on. Go check it out. Your how do you say Raikou, or from Death Note? Looks awesome. Hal Deer.
Ryuk.
Good job. Ryuk, is that how you say it? Okay. Ryuk. Yes. And of course, you can find me at all these places. And I'm currently building my GarciaDesigns.com website. And I do have another website that I'll be announcing soon once I get that a little bit more built out too. So appreciate everybody. And let's see what Hal Deer's got the studio. Yeah, we got a show coming up on Saturday. Me and Tank are part of. I should throw your name in the hat over there, Chad, so you can come hang out with us sometime over on the studio with Don too. I don't know. We have this weird kind of network of us 6 guys, and then another set of 6 guys. We share 3 guys in between, which sounds weird
dirty
saying that. Yeah, but it doesn't roll that way.
Okay.
But Don actually pays for his streaming service, so he's got 9. Can get up to 9 or 12 people on there or whatever. I don't know. It's a lot of chaos when you get that many. I can't do it.
All the filth, half the degeneracy.
Yeah, but we were on really good behavior with Dan Panosian, so that was really kind of a change of pace and kind of nice, and I think people really like that. So keep that in mind, Don, if you ever hear that.
Yeah, I watched it. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, you watched it. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Dan and I are acquaintances.
Oh, awesome.
We don't like know each other real well. We just know each other through animation industry.
Very cool. Thanks, Helder, for dropping the links to Black Phantom Holy Terror on Insta.
Yes.
And that campaign is still running. The Kickstarter's coming down Friday. You said, is that correct?
Friday at noon.
Friday. And so back now, back often, back twice if you can.
Yeah.
And if you can't
do
back on
add-ons.
Kickstarter, yeah, do add-ons. Go back on Indiegogo. If you can't back over on Kickstarter, go over there.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to Tank. Yeah, thanks for dropping those links, Haldir, as always. And get a free comic. Thanks, Tank, for dropping that. Theinstallation.com. Yes, that's a Dev's one.
Don't miss that one. That one's good.
Yeah, it's about cheese and goats and knights. Yeah, you got it, Haldir.
He's a good storyteller. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just looked at the artwork. I don't know how to read, so I haven't read it yet. But I've been meaning to read it. It looks.
You don't
good.
read comics, remember?
Yeah, I barely. I'm illiterate. What can I say?
Right, you don't read comics. You experience them.
Yeah.
Look, before we go, I'll tell you all a little story. So I had the Watchmen.
Good night.
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
That was a good one. Oh man. Now I don't want to tell my story. Fuck that.
No, go ahead.
It'll be quick, I promise. So when I was in my mid 30s, right? I had the Watchmen for over a decade already, right? And I had only read the first 2 chapters because I couldn't get past the second fucking floppy, right?
Nobody can.
I had the graphic novel, right? And then I just been there for 10 years, right? And I flipped through it over and over again and looked at it, and it's awesome. And I was like, the pacing is so fucking slow in the beginning. It's so slow. And finally, I just made myself read the whole thing straight through, and I spent 2 or 3 hours reading it. I skipped all the bullshit with the Black Pirate thing because I didn't care about the pirate story. And in the end, I read up like on Google a little search on what the Black Pirate story was about, and then I watched a YouTube video, and it said it didn't really matter. It was kind of nonsense filler, and it was a throwback to the old pirate stories of the day, and how it tied in with the little boy reading that comic as a filler, and it was a nod to the pirate stories of old, right? And that's kind of the gist of it, from what I remember. But like the Watchmen story was the main thing, right? And I was just like, once I read it all the way through, I was just like, this is fucking awesome. I get it. Dave Gibbons just paces the thing so fucking slow, and it's probably Alan Moore kind of dictating some of that. But Dave Gibbons sticking to that fucking 9-panel grid, and like 3-panel, 4-panel grid, Kirby style was infuriating.
I'll tell you why. Because Alan Moore does thumbnails for all his comics.
Yeah. So
like the manga artists or like the manga writers, they do the layouts and the thumbnails for the artists.
Yeah.
And Alan Moore does that method. Continue.
No, that's the end of the story. It took me 10 years to read The Watchmen.
I always tell people all the time, I keep a copy of The Watchmen on my nightstand in case I can't go to sleep.
That was part of the problem for the first 2 years that I had it. Tried to read it. It would put me to sleep, just like you're saying, while I'm sitting there trying to read it. I'm nodding off.
Dude, it's a snore.
The first 3 issues are totally snore, yeah. Once you get past the 3rd one, shit starts happening. It picks up the pace a little bit, and the 9-panel grid is still there kind of thing, but it's paced faster, and there's more like animatics throughout. So, but yeah, those first 3 issues, man, were just fucking snooze fest. Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, yeah, you haven't finished it. It seems like you're having the problem too, dude. You just gotta power through that.
It's
Drink
a
some
hard one to
coffee,
read.
Drink some freaking power drinks or whatever, and
then the next one you need to read is From Hell after Watchmen. Another
surprisingly, I read From Hell before the Watchmen, and I got through that one just fine.
Right.
But it still has a little bit of slow pace. Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah, but I think I got through that one faster because of the movie kind of helped push through. Yeah. All right, guys, appreciate everybody. Go ahead, Chad. You got any final words you want to share with us?
Nope. Just thank you, everybody that backed my book already. And if you haven't, there's a couple days left on Kickstarter and about 18 left on Indiegogo. And if you're international, you could buy the PDF or just contact me directly, and I will work out like the cheapest shipping I could possibly get you. So,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty broke right now, so I would back if I can. I'm gonna try.
I totally understand. Don't feel bad. You should. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't feel bad. I understand. People are tight right now, so but I've got another campaign coming in July. So
good to hear. Good to hear. We'll be able to pick up those books too then in July.
Yep, I'll have hopefully plenty of copies.
Cool, awesome. But one thing I can always do to help support is do some fan art and have people on the show and bring more awareness to it. So I hope people come back and rewatch and go check out Chad's campaign and his YouTube and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Tank, you got any last words you want to share?
Yeah, make sure you check out Risey Lee's book coming out called Dingo Man versus the Orangutan Lord.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dingo Man's got to get to Bendigo to get the green cube, but the Orangutan Lord and his army of orange koalas has the keys to the Ute.
I gotta ask though, real quick, does he wear dingo boots?
That's a good question. He does now.
You gotta buy the book to find out.
You remember Dingo Boots?
It's Risey's non-existent book that we've been joking about for years.
I remember Dingo Boots as a kid. So anyway,
yeah, he's got to have those dingo boots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know dingo boots at all.
They're flat-toed boots from the in the 70s, early 80s, and they had like little rings in the stirrups that you pull up on your boot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway.
No, but I did have a pair of the Acme boots that the Juice and Pele sold me with their comic book ads.
Nice.
I had the Acme.
Those are interesting.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. We'll see you all later. I'm gonna kick everybody. Y'all have a great great night. I appreciate everybody. And I'm gonna play the outro. If you guys want to stick around, let's do it. It's pretty cool. It's fun stuff. All right, guys. Night. Later.
New meta. New meta. Best meta to date, I believe. Can't feel my mouse. It takes some getting used to. Oh, there it is. Here's my mouse. Okay.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it? Guess what day it is? Mike. Mike. What day is it, Mike? What day is it, Mike? What day? Uh-oh.
It's hump day.
Hump day? Hump day? Huh? Anybody?
It's hump day.
Guess what day it is? I know you can hear me. Hump day? Guess what day it is? What day is it, Mike?
Happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day?
Get happy. Get over it.
It's hump day.
Hump day?
The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. It's got to be great for our country, for our community, for everybody in here, because believe me, we are all suffering, and we're suffering big league, and it's getting worse. A disaster.
But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration.
Wrong.
And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
I want to be clear
They're not sending you.
to folks in
They're
this
not
region
sending
who
you.
are thinking about making
They're sending
that
people
dangerous
that
trek
have lots of problems.
to the United States
and they're bringing
Mexico
those
border.
problems with us.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
So strong.
Do not come.
We have made them that way, folks.
Do not come.
Which is wreaking
Do
havoc
not come.
all over the world.
Do not come.
People are scared.
Do not come.
You're gonna see some real good things. I'm going to.
Do not.
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 I'm going to.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. So strong.
there it was, the birth of my dick. The most significant thing to ever happen in our species. Now, that makes for some interesting phenomena. My dick begins to grow. My dick. My big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. Here's what happens. My dick begins to grow. The power to stretch. Earth is turning into and out of my dick. My big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. To the center of Earth. A stream of atoms. Oops! The wind changed directions. And all of a sudden, you become a victim of my big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. You're not supposed to drop your dick. Drop your dick. Drop your dick. Drop your dick. Ever. You're not supposed to drop your dick. Drop your dick.
You were thinking I died, but surprise, I still got the double thick thighs. French fries, I get down and gobble up. With my booty up, she be going wobble up. Here's a big duck, slide in the peanut butter. Those sucker who actually regrets me. My mother, I kill betas with my Pornhub. Betrayer, you nothing but a hater, cloud chaser. Now I watch my baby twitch snot. Give she a hug, with a fucking with his mugshot. Now, eat a baby, eat a monster. Daddy, go. Now I take talking God died. All these simps always talking shit, yada. When you see me, what you talking about, little beast now? We're laughing cause you burnt out. Got no clout, yeah, you whip it at your ass out. Yeah. And you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Play me like a dummy, like bitch, are you dumb? Stupid, or dumb? Yeah, you got your money, but you're still freaking ugly, Steve. Listen, you're not a politician. Yes, I'm a gamer. Also, taxpayer. Ski, yada. Pass me the Rito. Send dudes nutty. Delphine, you nasty. Big white planet. See that? Excited. Boogie, Susan. Bella, I'm Brad. You're boomer, I'm Joomer. Guess what? You die sooner. That's pretty good. I'm thinking I died. Big surprise. I still got the double thick thighs. No lies. I get down and gobble up. With my booty up. She be going bubble up. Here's a big duck, slide in the peanut butter. Don't sucker who actually regrets me. My mother, I took betas with my Pornhub. Betrayer, you nothing but a hater, cloud chaser. You're mad, I'm back. Big mad, he's mad, she's mad. Big sad, ha. Don't care, stay mad. Ooh, will buy my OnlyFans, you big Chad. Little titties, big ass, and no dad. Bath water sold out, big sad. OnlyFans now to get a big bag.